They're here?
Let me guess. For Harvey Weinstein.
Just for, yeah.
Just for Harvey Weinstein.
I needed a celebrity scandal song.
There's not always an on this day. On this day isn't,
On this day!
It's just when it's on this day.
Kerry Jackson played that song.
Celebrity Skin by Hole, which I love that song.
Yeah. I love and I hate that song because when I hear that song, I'm forced to admit that Courtney Love has some talent.
Exactly.
Which I hate to admit.
I credit Billy Corgan for that song, not necessarily Courtney
Love.
Also and I hate to admit that because Billy Corgan is...
I like Billy Corgan, okay? He's fine.
No,
he loves kitties and wrestling. He can be prickly, but...
He's not a nice person.
Not nice.
Well, who has he been mean to? What are the
It's
stories?
not that he's mean.
What has he done?
He's just
he believes in conspiracy theories. There's that, and most of them being right wing.
He's not pleasant.
He's not a pleasant.
He was very pleasant when we talked to him about kitties on the phone.
People change.
Anyway, there's just a lot going around in my mind.
Good thing we
today.
have a radio show where you can spread it out over 4 hours.
Maybe not a good thing. Maybe not a good thing because, some of the things that are rolling around in there, if I say them, people might be offended.
Well, that's nothing new.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to offend anyone.
It's your job to do that.
No, it isn't. It's my job is to be safe and entertaining.
That's right.
Or at the very least, safe. Maybe entertaining.
For everyone.
Yeah, we need to do something that's palatable for everyone, So here's something that's, and this part of the show doesn't count.
No.
Oh, good.
So this
I don't want to be held accountable for this part of the show.
This is something that this is for everyone and it's safe.
Okay.
And then we'll take your check-ins in a minute at 877-602-9696. But, so there's this pumpkin spice everything, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I talked about this on the radio yet. And you go in October and people get excited. They have pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin spice flavor this, pumpkin spice that. I was in the grocery store the other day and someone said to me, one of the workers said to me, "Oh, here, would you like to try a sample?" This was at the downtown escalator mutilating Smiths.
Yes. The Stabby Smiths.
The Stabby Smiths. He said, "Would you like to try a sample?" And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "It's pumpkin spice hummus." And I said, I am pretty sure I'm not going to like that. And he said,
pretty sure I'm not going to
And he said, "Well, give it a try." And I said, "Okay, I will." And I took the little cracker or whatever it is that was smeared with pumpkin spice hummus, and I ate it, and I said, "Yeah, I was right. That stinks. I don't like that a bit." And he said, "Yeah, I kind of thought you'd say that."
But it's my job to
it's my job to hand it out. It's
enough with the pumpkin spice.
Think of the flavor of hummus.
Yeah.
But it's almost completely overpowered by a pumpkin spice. The consistency is wrong. The texture is wrong. Everything is wrong about it.
If you did it right, it might work.
Everything is wrong about it.
But if you overwhelm the hummus,
don't overwhelm the hummus.
Don't overwhelm the hummus. I don't know anything.
I don't see. I think pumpkin spice has the tendency to overwhelm anything you put it in. But and I never have been sure what it is really.
Because if you were just to put a little nutmeg, just a tiny bit of nutmeg in hummus,
yeah, I mean you can.
It might work.
Sure, you can do the stuff to hummus that, and they do. They put little bits of flavor and different things in it. But this was pumpkin spice, and then it was like, oh yeah, and there's some hummus back in there somewhere.
Enough with the pumpkin spice.
Yeah. I said to the guy, I don't care for that. No. So see, nice, safe, something that everyone could kind of.
I don't know. You're going to make pumpkin spice.
Hold it. Hold on. I'm getting a notice.
Haters.
I'm getting a notice from the pumpkin lobby.
Big pumpkin spice.
Yeah, Big Pumpkin. They are pulling all their advertising.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that.
There you go.
Number two.
877-602-9696 is the number to call us and check into the Radio from Hell show. Let us know what you're doing, how you're feeling. I had an email, which we'll get to later on in the show. Somebody who loves the check-ins.
If you call in, you might get tickets to the double feature Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th, the final chapter at the Tower Theater going on Friday the 13th.
Are we sponsoring yet another Halloween extravaganza there? That's what it is, isn't it?
Tickets are $10.
That's terrific. Call us, check in, 877-602-9696. We want to hear from you, what you're doing, how you're doing, what you're going to do with your day.
How you're going to do it.
Yeah, how you're going to get out of your bed that is covered there with that Mattress Firm mattress.
You know who loves my Mattress Firm mattress more than me and my wife?
Your dog?
Ripley.
Yeah.
My dog Ripley loves it.
You can't get your dog out of bed?
No. It gets right here, and then when I get up to get ready, I put the pillow there.
Yeah.
And she's between two of these pillows.
That sounds very cozy.
Won't get out of bed.
If Ripley recommends Mattress Firm, what more do you need?
Exactly.
It is their fall asleep sale. Get it? This fall, sleep even better with Mattress Firm, thanks to their sale going on right now. They're giving you a chance to prep the guest room for friends and family, because when you gift yourself with a new Beauty Rest world-class mattress, you'll get another mattress 50% off.
Great time to get maybe one for your kids or for the guest room.
Or you could go with a classic when you find a Hampton & Roads Pillow Top Queen mattress starting at just $199.99. It's all at Mattress Firm. Don't wait any longer. Get in there today. Mattress Firm. You'll find a store near you because they're all over the place. Just go to mattressfirm.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
That's how desperate I am.
So angry.
What?
Saturday night. After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic, and the lights in the car, and a car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him. Yeah. And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him. Yeah. And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic,
Bill treed a coon.
A 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a... Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Pyro!
Get away!
Shake his fist. Roadhog!
A little birdie finger.
One of his little bandit hands,
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them,
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me mad.
What are you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on this?
Why you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
He's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No. Taking the night wind.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't need this crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog, Chase, killed one in the backyard. And ever since then, they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and
Yeah.
because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get him.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with
I
this.
just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while. The
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, Raccoon will kill a cat.
I don't know.
I know.
They've been coexisting for a
Well,
while.
no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
I'm going to just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Monkey Hospital Show?
Yeah,
I don't...
Animal Hospital.
it was called Animal Hospital.
Oh, I remember the title, yeah. But I don't recall ever...
And it was
Rob Corddry. And,
no, it was that guy who we like from Weeds who can never really...
Oh, Justin Cronin.
Yeah, get a
Justin Cronin.
He just can't get a show that succeeds.
Get him a show.
You know, other than Weeds was the only successful run he had,
Yeah.
and he's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's
he is.
funny.
Yeah.
And it had the monkey wearing a lab coat,
The monkey from The Hangover.
which I love that monkey.
How could I not have seen this?
That monkey's a girl. By
And
the
this was on NBC?
yeah,
Her name's Crystal.
I loved that show just because of the
course you
monkey.
did, of course.
We need
All right.
we need to start the show. Brought to you by Cotopaxi, presenting the October Quest 24-hour adventure race, October 20th and 21st. Challenges ranging from outdoors, food, service, and more. Kickoff is October 20th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Gallivan Center. Get a free Cotopaxi Luzon day pack with registration. Register at cotopaxi.com/SLC.
You know, Richie, our producer,
Yes.
is kind of Mr. Questival for
Yes, he is.
Cotopaxi.
He travels around the
he's-
country doing these.
Yeah, he's gone to several cities
you know what
hosting
that-
the Questival,
you know
and
what that means.
he's doing that here.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, because he knows how to have, quote, fun.
I need to talk to Cotopaxi about another jacket. Because the one that they gave us some time ago,
Yeah.
the X96 one,
Which you really like.
which I never wear station logo clothing. I never have. But
I've
this
seen
one,
you wear that, though.
I like this jacket
Yeah.
a lot. The inside is kind of torn in the seam there. and I want to talk to them about
New one or
a
fixing
new
it?
one or fixing it or something.
Sure, they can
but,
help you out. All right, let's get the show on the road here, as they say. We'll officially begin the Radio from Hell program right now, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. Call, tell us what you're going to do, what you're feeling the day, how you're going to go about it, and then we'll decide how hard we'll try. Now, are you sponsoring? Did Questival sponsor the opening of the show?
Yeah, I have a different one for the check-ins.
Okay, good. I was worried that there weren't enough sponsors.
We've got plenty.
All right. Now, as those of you who may be new to the show don't know, but many of you do know, we begin the show by letting you know the condition of our good friend in the sky, the moon. The moon is 50.2% of full, and it is on the wane. It's going away. We'll have a full moon on November 3rd. The moon will set today at 2:51 p.m. Today being Thursday. It's the 12th day of October in the year of our Lord 2017, and October 12th is Moment of Frustration Day.
Aha!
Only a moment?
It's just there are reasons to be frustrated. You can be frustrated, but only let it occupy a moment of your day today.
I see.
And it's also National, excuse me, I should say this in a different voice, National Gumbo Day.
Gumbo.
Gumbo.
Oh, I'd like some
Gumbo. Like Gina, I'm guessing, would not touch a bowl of gumbo.
Well, I would touch it and hand it to you.
Thank you, Gina, for the gumbo. You want some? No thanks, she says.
Thanks for the gumbo.
And this is the Radio from Hell show. It is North America's most belligerent radio broadcast. Coming to you from high atop the second story of the 12-story Broadway Media Tower. It stars the Lords of Morning Radio. Kerry Jackson, right over there. I'm Bill Allred, right over here. And that's Gina Barberi, someplace off in that area.
Yonder.
Yeah, Yonder. That's
Yonder.
exactly what that area is called. It's called Yonder. Richard Stedman is the producer of this broadcast. That's why this broadcast is always fun. Dylan Allred produces video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. And Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal here helping out with the show as well. All right. So, check in.
Jim is frustrated because he's already used his moment of frustration for today.
Oh, Jim, I'm sorry.
Let me sponsor Jim's moment of frustration.
If you would, please.
Outperforming the others, Performance Toyota and Bountiful. See the amazing specials on remaining 2017 ToyotaBountiful.com. Putting a smile on your face every day, Performance Toyota Bountiful.
I didn't even need a car, but I went into to that dealership. I said, would you please put a smile on my face? They complied. Put a smile on my face, I left happy.
There you go. All right, let's begin the check-ins. 877-602-9696, the phone numbers. Let's start with Laura, the Alzheimer's, I forgot.
Laura, I know Laura's last name even.
Yes?
It's...
Well, hello, guys.
Hi, Laura, your last name is Wall.
Laura Wall with the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
and
thanks for checking in.
I'm calling from sunny St. George. Well, I don't know if it's sunny. It's dark.
Well,
I'm calling from dark St. George.
it usually is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting ready for the last two walks to end Alzheimer's for the 2017 season. We have one in Layton this weekend and one in St. George on November 4th.
So does that mean when the walk to end Alzheimer's on November 4th takes place and is all finished, does that mean Alzheimer's will be ended?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah,
oh,
probably
my gosh,
not,
I
huh?
wish.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
But
You better hurry.
the shortest will get closer.
You better hurry. I'm getting older.
Carrie wants it gone
I'm
before
getting
you.
older too, Carrie.
let me ask you a serious question about this, Laura. Did you get into this because you've lived around someone who had this disease?
My aunt.
Yeah.
She was very elderly. We walked in and she was reading the routing numbers off of her checks over the phone to a stranger.
Oh, no.
And they stole
That's all
many
it takes,
$1,000s,
too.
and
Yikes.
that's just one of the reasons. But the more I'm into this organization, the more I just passionately believe in the cause and the fact that we're going to find a cure for this.
Yeah, it is
All right.
terrible.
Good
Thanks,
work, Laura.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
We'll
Bye.
see you, Laura. All right, this is Jason checking in. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Jason. What are you doing today?
I'm driving to Park City. I've called before, and this is my morning ritual.
Yes.
It's your morning ritual to call or just to drive to Park City?
To drive, yes, to drive.
And what is it that you drive to Park City for? Remind us.
I'm involved in construction up at the Canyons Resort.
I'm
There's
involved.
A big residency.
Big steel beams, as I recall. Now
Yes,
that you
yes,
mention it.
steel beams.
Mhm. Well,
Yes, steel beams.
did the steel beam go well?
It's ongoing.
Oh.
It's ongoing.
Are you a member of the Iron Workers Union?
I am not, and they are not either.
Well, so scabs.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
All right, Jason.
Coincidentally, I did win the tickets.
Oh, you did.
It was fitting.
Good for you.
Thanks for
The
letting us
tickets
know.
to the Friday the 13th at the Tower.
Well, Jason's. That's why it's
Absolutely.
Jason,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's tomorrow.
My 11-year-old will be happy.
Yes, that's tomorrow night. All right, we'll see you.
Thanks, Jason.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Let's go to Logan, the man,
The person.
not the city.
Hi, person Logan.
and
no,
he's gone.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Logan is gone.
That's fine.
So a
let's
couple
see.
of check-ins from the texts and
Yes, we do. Let's see. We got several.
Oh,
Pilot.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pilot Jordan checking in. Going to be rolling back into the jaws of the USA this morning. Everybody in Canada sure was nice.
New York wine guy here. Just got off my 24-hour shift, so you only have to try hard for the podcast.
All right.
Well, if we try hard for the podcast, that's trying hard now.
Yes.
It is?
Seizure Monica checking in. 30 days seizure free.
well, congratulations.
All right. Way to go.
I always try harder for the podcast, Gina. I don't know about you.
Meg the manager still going. No days off. Voice gone. Short-staffed. It's ridiculous. Anyone want a job?
Good morning, lords and lady. Vicky and Angel checking in.
You got
Dragging
it?
ass
You
today.
got to say it like the radio
Yeah.
show.
Come
Oh,
on.
here, I'll let you do that one then.
Good morning, lords and ladies. Vicky and the Angel checking in. Dragging ass today. So if you could give 100% and help us out, that would be great.
They still lead us in the
They
ratings,
do.
too.
Yeah. North Ogden Gays checking in.
Hey, North Ogden gays.
My wife and I are on our way to Northern California. Vacation behind the Redwood Curtain. We'll be careful.
Yeah, isn't it on fire?
Most of it is on fire.
You know, the North Ogden gays are the happiest gays I know.
I didn't know that.
Army Nick checking in, running 30 minutes late.
Oh.
Flemmy Joe checking in. Is there anything in the news about the plague going around? Because I think I've caught the plague.
No.
Jordan from Salem checking in.
Oh, our friend Deborah checking in from Little Rock. Academic conference all day, then the Bill Clinton Presidential Library.
Oh, nice. Cindy the book pusher in. I need at least 80% today.
Ms. Mitchell.
Yeah, second night of parent-teacher conferences. Oh, those are never fun.
All right.
Well, looks like we need to try a little bit.
We do?
Janae from Virginia checking in. California teacher friend checking in. Another day of indoor recess because of the air quality from the smoke.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right. Well, let's get to it then.
All right. What do we got to do?
Well, coming up, we got Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Then Geek News on the radio. It's. I got a lot of Thor Ragnarok stuff.
That's coming up.
And I got Jeff Goldblum for Gina. That's
And then
coming up.
beat Gina at 7 o'clock. Hendrix trivia.
You could win tickets to that event at the Tower Theater for Friday the 13th and Prohibition gift card.
I hope our attorney Ed Brass is listening. He loves Jimi Hendrix.
Oh no, this is physician Ben Hendrix. Ben Hendrix trivia.
All right. Speaking of attorneys,
Yeah.
the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com is the website. You know, you can talk to an attorney for free. Some people think that they can't talk to an attorney for free. They think that attorneys will charge them just for finding out if they have a case.
Well, that's often the case, but with the advocates, you call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week after you've been in an accident, and this can be any kind of an accident. It doesn't have to be a car accident. It can be industrial. It can be class action sorts of things.
Slip and fall.
Yeah, all of that stuff. You can call them at their number, which is 801-355-5550, and talk to an attorney, and they don't charge anything for that, and they don't charge you anything for their services if they take your case.
Until you get a settlement. That is where they get paid from, so you don't have to worry about upfront coming up with any money. And you don't have to feel bad like, oh, I'm not someone who would sue somebody else. This isn't about suing people. It's about getting your medical bills taken care of like you're supposed to.
And they're very passionate about not letting insurance companies jerk you around. So call the advocates or go to their website. The number is 801-355-5550. The website, UtahAdvocates.com.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
At Diamonds Direct, we're warming our new home in the
Is it chilly weather yet?
I think
You want to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but it's
going to be like almost 90 today.
Some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them. And my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is
Here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah. I just don't.
You go.
I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if it's good chili.
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
but that's mainly because he has.
In...
That's mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
you don't ever do
and
it
we
in the
only
summer.
do that when it starts to get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's,
okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I am going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had that a few weeks ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
So you made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good bowl of chili.
You break the rules there.
Anytime. Right. Stew, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
I'm telling you.
I'm not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt tied down by.
You're pushing back.
That's it, baby.
Push back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank
Don't
you.
chain me down with your manners.
Exactly.
little snide.
Again, yeah.
Didn't that sound a little
his
snide when he went, and of course,
his attitude.
Gina.
His attitude.
I don't get it.
Let's see. Because Beat Gina is coming up, and it's Jimi Hendrix trivia.
Yeah.
Our attorney Ed Brass, huge fan of Jimi Hendrix. He says, "I'm listening, and I'm going to compete."
Well, I don't want to compete against Ed. He'll win.
Not on the air, Gina.
The prize I'm offering Gina is my entire law practice.
Oh.
Well, it's not worth much.
So if you beat him,
I get the law practice?
And you get to be a lawyer. I'm now a lawyer.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Big boy news and opinioendo now, then geek news following that. Brought to you by.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Well, as always, I like to begin with a story for Gina. This one I think you'll find just delightful.
Delightful?
Delightful.
Okay.
It could have been a boner candidate, actually, but I kind of came across a little too late. I've already got everything in order, but here we go. Police are investigating what may be an abuse case involving a patient at a nursing home in Tennessee after nurses made a horrifying discovery.
This doesn't sound very delightful.
Oh, it is, though. According to reports, the resident of Ashton Place on Walnut Grove Road, which I always thought was a really nice place, was rushed to the hospital after he reportedly started running a high fever. Hospital workers told investigators as they were treating the man, they discovered 5 open wounds to different parts of his body and a bruise to his stomach, and he also had severe dry skin that was flaking off of his body. But that wasn't all they found. Mm-hmm. So not so delightful so far.
No, I'm not.
This is the delightful part. Oh, it's so delightful. The patient reportedly had previous health conditions that had led to his left foot and right leg being amputated. And maggots were found inside the wound. Isn't that delightful? The man's daughter,
for delights.
I've always found maggots to be delightful. The man's daughter, who didn't want to be identified, told local TV radio station E, "I've been in the medical field for a while. This is one of the worst things that I have ever witnessed, and it's my father." The nurses were treating the individual. They discovered the staples had not been removed from his right leg. The bandages were labeled October 7.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, the ambulance service employees said they found the man lying in his own feces.
Oh.
The charge nurse at the care center said, well, he told us he didn't want us any help.
So
that was her excuse.
That's the excuse.
He said, I'm fine.
He refused care. I'm fine.
Did he know he had maggots in his...
Get away from me.
My guess is he didn't know.
That was delightful.
He said, leave them alone. They're doing their work.
I've named them.
Yeah. All right. See, it's delightful. Well, here we go. Ben Affleck. I've always kind of had a really suspicion that there's something about him I didn't like. Yeah. There's something about Ben Affleck I just never liked.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck has apologized to Hillary Burton on Twitter after Burton spoke up about a time in 2003 when he grabbed her breast during an interview on Total Request Live.
There's video.
I acted inappropriately toward Ms. Burton, and I apologize, Affleck said. Affleck's apology to the One Tree Hill and Lethal Weapon actress, is notable because it was very direct. While many people in Hollywood are condemning sexual assault in the wake of widespread allegations against former studio executive Harvey Weinstein, some big names, including Leonard DiCaprio, are apparently not addressing him by name. They're saying what happened was horrible, but they're not saying
sexual assault is wrong.
They're not talking about Harvey Weinstein specifically.
Oh, okay. All right.
But so this sounds good for Ben Affleck here, that he acknowledged it. What I did was wrong, and I'm sorry. But you know what? There's more. Hours after he apologized for groping Hillary Burton, another more graphic video began circulating from a 2004 interview during a promotional tour for Jersey Girl. In the clip from Box Office, Montreal entertainment news show, Affleck, who is still dating Jennifer Lopez, is seen nuzzling into interviewer Anne-Marie Losecue, who was sitting on his lap. "They would do it better if you did the show topless," he said. "You usually show a lot more cleavage than this. What's the story? Why are you covering it up today? Lescue responded saying, well, it's Sunday morning. That never stopped you before from getting those, and then
Really?
Getting them out and showing them. Why are you trying to fool a Sunday morning audience? You should be in church. You should have that rack on display. This is all, you can see this. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it today. That never stopped you before. Putting on a fake accent, Affleck also implied that she had breast implants. They're very firm, he said. And then he grabs her and squeezes her breasts, and he's pretty much a dog, Mr. Affleck, pretty much a dog.
Jennifer Garner, you were good to divorce him.
I'm watching those videos, and now I think to myself, I'm going to go and see him be Batman.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be tough for me.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
Batman wouldn't do that.
No. Batman's a hero. He wouldn't do that.
And the Sundance...
you didn't like him as Batman anyway.
No, I liked him as Batman.
You did?
When I saw Suicide Squad, I said, I want to see that Batman go up against that Joker in a movie. I want to see that. I like him as Batman.
Listen, let me tell you who'd never do something like that.
Who?
Batman, Michael Keaton.
You're right.
The Sundance Institute has joined the chorus of movie industry groups speaking out against Harvey Weinstein. I'm going to stop saying the alleged sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
It's
not alleged. We have it on tape.
It's in a statement issued Wednesday, a Sundance Institute spokesman said, the film festival denounced in the strongest possible terms the behavior of Harvey Weinstein as described by the growing number of women who have bravely come forward. The accusations are abhorrent, profoundly disturbing. We recognize that too often a pattern of abuse like this is one that thrives in the shadows. We stand in solidarity with the courageous women whose honesty has helped shine a light on it. Now, this is a story from Salt Lake, from Murray. Hundreds of families and friends walked together in solidarity yesterday afternoon to show their support and love for an 11-year-old boy named Mateus Romualdo. Last Thursday, Mateus called his mom after he walked home from Viewmont Elementary School. His mother, Heather, said he was frantic. He was walking home from school last Thursday when a car full of teenagers drove by repeatedly yelling racial slurs at him, Romualdo said.
He's 11?
Yes. He felt very terrified and actually told me he thought the kids might try to shoot him. Heather shared her son's story on Facebook. It spread quickly and reached Mateus's youth basketball coach, Troy Harlan. I know that when I read the post that his mom wrote about him being scared, I've gone through all that myself, Harlan said. I grew up in Davis County, and I know what it feels like to be one of the only 2 black kids at my school. Harlan wished he could have been there last Thursday when those boys allegedly called Mateus that racist name. Instead, he organized a walk that Mateus would not feel afraid walking home from school on Wednesday. With his basketball connections, his team had the Utah Jazz Bear there.
Oh, wow.
Even retired Jazz basketball player Thurl Bailey, who will always step up to help somebody.
Nice guy.
Yeah, Thurl's a really, really nice guy. The message I want to happen is that people need to be held accountable, the coach said, Harlan. We are not born to hate people. You're taught to hate people. I don't care what color you are. We are all the same.
Yep.
A police report's been filed and it's being investigated, but so far, nothing.
Thank you. We don't get enough stories like that, so I appreciate you bringing that.
That coach, I would think it'd be nice to talk to him, maybe.
Sure.
Richie, talk to him on the phone and just say thank you from the entire community for doing something like that.
More of that, please.
Now the fires in California. Man, this is a bizarre video too. Did you see this?
No.
A drone captured another worldly sight in Santa Rosa, California. It's I don't know if we have it at x96.com/live.
No, he does not.
A U.S. Postal Service worker dutifully delivering mail.
To what?
Well, the mailbox is standing, and he's driving through this neighborhood that is razed. To only charred foundations remain. According to the Mercury News, aerial photographer Douglas Thrawn was shooting video of Coffee Park, a neighborhood devastated by the recent fires, when he noticed this white U.S. Postal Service truck It was trippy. He was actually delivering the mail.
That seems ill-advised.
Thrawn said. I was shocked to see him because most of the roads were blocked off, but he obviously had access. Thrawn was shooting for NBC Today Show and has covered other natural disasters. He said he couldn't believe what he was seeing considering the extent of the damage. I did a double take. I watched him go to half a dozen mailboxes. It was like
That's
weird.
I'm sorry, that's
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
keep
it's
it
just
at the
weird.
post office.
Are the houses evacuated?
Well, there's
They're
nothing
not
left
there.
of them. It's foundations.
Oh, I see.
But there were,
Oh,
but
that
there
is- okay, that's weird.
mailboxes. Yeah, they're well, that's one of the neighborhoods. Mailbox at x96.com/live. But the video shows him driving, and the
I think
mailboxes
there's
at the
something
street.
wrong with the postman that's doing that.
they're still-
Must deliver the mail.
Well,
Sir, there's no...
I don't know. You know,
Come
it's,
back to the post office, sir.
So anyway, the wildfires, they continue to burn, and now wildfires have killed 21 people in California. The Boy Scouts are going to start admitting girls to the scouting program. Okay.
People are losing their minds.
Well, it's, and that's stupid.
It is stupid.
It's not a sign of anything. It's
No.
not. It's just a business decision.
No, Campbell's nose.
It's a business decision on the part of the Boy Scouts because their membership is down, and you know who's pissed about it? The Girl Scouts.
Yeah, 'cause
the president of the Girl Scouts. They are totally separate organizations. And the president of the Girl Scouts Association sent a letter to the Boy Scouts Association of America and said and condemned it, saying you are trying to poach girls. This is horrible. Leave us. Yeah.
Don't Girl Scouts have an Eagle Scout equivalent?
I don't think so.
Why don't they just
here's
do
the one
that?
Here's the one issue where admitting girls to the Boy Scouts might be a good idea. So I heard somebody say the other day, Girl Scout troops, some areas just don't have them. There are no Girl Scout troops, but there are Boy Scout troops everywhere.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So if there isn't a Girl Scout troop, and you know that would be hard to organize, it'd be easier just to have my daughter go to the Boy Scouts. So there you go.
So they've let gay kids in, right?
Yeah.
And the girls. Now atheists are next.
What about the Mormons? Now, are Mormons still in the Boy Scouting program? Or
Yeah, so the 12 and 13-year-olds, they still do, but they're not doing the varsity and venture scouts. And so a lot of people had the question, well, will this take place the activity days, which is what the women that are ages 12 and 13 do? And there is no plan to change that at this point. So the boys will do the Boy Scouts and the women will do the activity days.
Girl Scouts have a gold award that is more difficult than the Eagle to get and is recognized as the equivalent, according to Deborah Jensen.
Great.
Just a quick sports while Richie's here. The Yankees defeated the Indians 5-2 on Wednesday.
That was amazing.
Yep, came back to win.
Now I thought Ed predicted the Indians to go all the way.
Yes.
He did.
So he's
wrong.
He's wrong.
And the Cubs play today, and whoever wins between the Cubs and the Nationals go on to play the Dodgers.
So there you go.
So I think Ed said Indians Dodgers.
I think so. Yeah. But he was very close.
Damn close.
Well, we don't know. Maybe the Dodgers will be knocked out too, and then he'll be Bupkis.
That's sports brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com. Much colder today than it was yesterday. 59 for a high. It'll be sunny. It's just colder. Traffic, slow traffic on I-15 southbound, 200 north in Kaysville. Delays are starting to form toward Layton. Crash eastbound 201 freeway 8400 west. The cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder. Traffic is backing up. Allow 5 to 10 extra minutes if you're commuting from Tooele. That's traffic brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
All right. Steffi says that Ed predicted Dodgers-Yankees.
Oh.
So...
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Still could be. It's most wonderful time of the year, Cabin Fever, celebrating the creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky this October, located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. Now, on Tuesday night, there was the big Hollywood premiere at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood for Thor Ragnarok.
Is
Okay.
it this weekend? No.
No, it doesn't open for a couple of weeks, but they're so confident.
Okay.
Because the reviews so far of people that they've showed it to have been stellar.
Huge?
They're saying that it changes the game with this whole character, and they
Well, they
loved
cut his
it.
hair, for one thing.
But Mark Ruffalo on Tuesday night accidentally streamed audio only a considerable portion of the movie from the LA world premiere. He forgot to turn off his Instagram Live.
Oops.
See, he was introducing the screening, because he's in it. He's the Hulk. He hits the stage, and he's holding up his phone. He's doing the Instagram Live thing with everybody.
Right.
He says, oh, and here's Jeff Goldblum in character as the Grand Master doing a recording, to welcome you. And so they got that in.
Yeah?
Well, he just put his phone in his pocket.
Uh-oh.
But
So you can't see anything.
you can't see anything. But
You can see the inside of his pocket.
But you can hear the movie. It was about 2,500 people were on the stream listening and commenting, wondering how long it would take
For him to
before
figure
him
it
to
out.
figure it out. And in the broadcast, people could be heard, laughing at scenes. Audio from the film was clearly audible. At around 8:15, it stopped the live feed. It's unclear if someone told him that was happening, or if
I
it
bet
just
somebody ran in and went,
if it just sat down, which is interesting because whenever Marvel does these screenings, and I've been to these type of screenings, they make you give up your phone.
Yeah.
But of course they're not going to do that to Mark Ruffalo.
I've been to one of those too. I thought it was weird. I forget what movie, but we have to have your phone.
We have to have your phone. But because of this big promotion this week, several things have happened. We got a scene here I'm going to show you.
Okay.
From the movie. And this is one that Chris Hemsworth brought to Jimmy Kimmel. And it's interesting because apparently the entire scene is ad-libbed. There was a lot of ad-libbing going on the set.
surprised they allow that.
Well, they were letting this director, who's a comedy director, this Taika Waititi, he was encouraging the actors to be more funny and take it a little bit lighthearted. And the reason they're doing this is because Chris Hemsworth was bored with the character. He says,
Well, Thor can be a little dry.
He can be. So, and that's what they decided to do.
Sort of one note.
Yeah, so they decided to
And
let
Chris
him.
Hemsworth
he's funny.
is very funny.
Yeah.
He is.
So this is a scene, and the person that Chris Hemsworth is doing the scene with is the director. Now, he's playing a character that is in the comic book, a gladiator called Korg.
The director is?
The director is playing Korg, and so they've CGI'd him entirely.
Not in the movie, actually. This is just...
Well,
This is the scene that
he's playing the part, and they CGI over him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because Korg
will be in the movie.
Yeah, it is in the movie.
I got you.
Now, Korg is a rock-like creature. He's he looks like
Okay.
the Thing, kind of.
Okay.
But they changed his color in this because they didn't want any legal problems, and they made him gray.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that this scene is in the movie is because the prop guys made so many weapons. It's in a weapons room.
Mm-hmm.
It's where the gladiators pick their weapons. The prop guys made so many weapons that both Chris Hemsworth and the director were just thrilled and were like, these are just fun to play with.
Okay.
So this is how the scene is, and what it is Thor explaining his hammer to Korg.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right.
No, I really wish I had my hammer.
Hammer?
Quite unique. It was made from this special metal from the heart of a dying star. And when I spun it really, really fast, it gave me the ability to fly.
You rode a hammer?
No, I didn't ride the hammer.
The hammer rode you on your back?
No. I used to spin it really fast, and it would pull me off the...
Oh, my God. The hammer pulled you off?
The ground. It would pull me off the ground up into the air, and I would fly. Every time I threw it, it would always come back to me.
Sounds like you had a pretty special and intimate relationship with this hammer, and that losing it was almost comparable to losing a loved one.
It's a nice way of putting it.
That's nice.
So that'll give you an idea of what you're up against with this movie. Now, another part of the promotion was getting Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
Okay.
Now we're going to see a scene with him?
This is a backstage thing that happened. What they did was they put out on Twitter, on the Thor Ragnarok Twitter account.
We're all gathering around Carrie's computer.
Yes.
now.
They threw this out on the Thor Ragnarok Twitter account. What is Ragnarok?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
And these are, it means the end of all things. So
I heard you listening to this
and
yesterday.
so Jeff Goldblum read a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his responses to these.
Here, somebody twittered in, specifically Abigail Marie 99. Which there was a character 99 in what series?
He's a nut.
Of course, Get Smart. Who played it in the original original
Barbara
series?
Feldon.
What? Barbara Feldon, exactly right. Who played it in the movie? I think Anne Hathaway with Anne Hathaway. Abigail Marie. Abigail, interesting name. Isn't that an old American name, like in the Salem witch trials? Wasn't there an Abigail? John Proctor, Abigail. Hey,
he's
Abigail.
crazy.
Okay, so she says, Abigail says, what's Ragnarok? She says, oh, it's what'll happen to the fangirls getting to see Loki on screen again for the first time since The Dark World. Yeah, a Loki fan here, and she thinks all the other fangirls are going to see Loki on screen in Ragnarok, and that's what happens to them. There's Loki. Look, there's Loki again. I'm having a Ragnarok. That's what happens. That's her suggestion. I think it's true. I'm sure it's true.
He's crazy. He is a nut.
In a delightful way.
I love
But
Jeff
there
Goldblum.
is a bunch of those. You can find those on io9.com. But there are a bunch of them where he answers.
And Twitter speaking, at Carl C86. 86 usually means, hey, do you have the French fries today? No, 86 on the French fries.
They're out of here.
We don't have them. I don't know if Carl, you're 86. Carl C86. I don't know what the reference
the
is.
year
But anyway,
he was
you
born.
say.
He's just a free
What's the
associate.
Ragnarok
That's what he's doing.
You say, hashtag what's Ragnarok. That's our subject. You say Ragnarok is the rare breed of rhino that is located in Botswana. Very good, very imaginative. Ragnarok is the rare breed of rhino that's located in Botswana. Well, all that I can think of about that's very good. I think you win the prize, Carl. But I do an impersonation of a
what?
An elephant. It goes like
What?
this.
Here he is.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
He is insane.
He's a national treasure. You shut up.
Well, in a delightful, crazy
I
way.
love Jeff
Yes.
Goldblum.
So anyway, Thor Ragnarok is coming.
Not for a couple weeks.
No, the beginning of November.
Okay.
So there you go. There's a little bit of...
And be listening, because we're trying to put together an event.
Yeah, we're very close to having a screening. So stand by for that.
Let's see now. We need to get contestants for Beat Gina.
Yes.
877-602-9696 is the number to call and be a contestant. It's Jimi Hendrix trivia today. You'll be playing against Gina for the prize of what, Gina?
Well, we have tickets to that event going on at the Tower Theater, the Friday the 13th event, and a gift certificate to Prohibition.
All right. But you have to offer Gina a prize if you lose. So if she beats you, you got to give her a prize, and that's how we determine who the contestant is, by the quality of the prize. And it's Gina's pick. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call.
Play Beat Gina.
Crash eastbound 201 freeway at 8400 West. The cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder, and traffic is backing up quickly. Slow traffic, I-15 southbound around 200 North in Kaysville. Those are the only incidents being reported so far this morning. You can report one if you see one. Text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right, 877-602-9696. Call in now to Beat Gina.
X96 wants to send you to see Lincoln Park and Friends celebrate life in honor of Chester Bennington in Hollywood. This concert is officially sold out, but you can get qualified.
Well, it is time for the kiss. Now, did we get enough kiss money?
Yes.
In the short amount of time.
He's lying. Yes, we did.
How much did we get? We got
we had the $1,800 that was dropped off here. And then on the phones we had about $455. We
Okay.
said $2,000. That's $2,255.
And that was in a 10-minute time frame, really.
Richie has always wanted to kiss Gina.
So badly.
Always wanted to.
No. Oh, Craig's reaching into his wallet. I was hoping you would stop it.
And we need.
Here's Craig's going to give $2,000 to stop it.
And we need video of this. We need evidence. People will want to see this on our website. All right, have you got it, Dylan? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Richie, why don't you?
Is there an embrace involved in this, or just?
No, what?
Well, there was over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know. Craig,
He's taking his teeth out. Watch,
we'll let
see?
Craig decide. Is an embrace okay?
Yeah.
During the kiss? Because this is the guy
All
who
right.
signs the check.
I'm doing this willingly, so I don't think it's sexual harassment.
So now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Do we need to pull him off?
Take the microphone up with you.
She's
there.
so creeped out she can't. She is so creeped
It's
out.
for
she can't
the
stand it.
homeless and to defeat FM 100. Oh, excuse me. It's
Yes.
to defeat FM 100 and for the homeless.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to want the microphone close for the noises.
Smacking noise.
You're not going to be any noise. Oh, quit licking your lips.
Okay. Here we go.
Put your teeth in, Richie.
No, I said I would do it with the teeth out. Now, who's counting?
We all will. 1,001, like that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do
Ready?
it. Okay. Ready, set, go. They're not doing it yet.
So weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. I didn't think it was going to be. Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. 1,001. 1,000. Wait a minute, I lost count.
3.
Yay.
For the homeless. Yay. For the homeless.
Yeah, we should have had mistletoe. Was it a big disappointment, Richie?
Richie,
Now-
was it worth it?
No,
Was it
but,
everything you
but Gina wants more.
Was it everything you hoped?
That was more than 3 seconds.
That was. She kissed back, guys.
Did she?
Did she?
She kissed back.
Yeah, was
Really?
it better for me or was it better for you, Gina?
It sounds like it was better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Hansen, the president of our company, now wants to see me in his office later this afternoon.
Oh,
Again?
Maybe he's
Another
got
2,000.
Maybe he's got 2,000 he wants to spend. Yeah.
Well,
He saw what a good kisser you were. He wants lessons.
I'm glad. Did you just wipe my kiss off?
That was really weird. I didn't think it was going to be that weird until you were right
Okay,
in my face.
So this is my question. You're constantly flirting with Gina.
Soft lips. Is that your question?
No, I'm just wondering if this has changed your desires or
Yeah,
intensified them.
We're done.
You're
We're done?
We-
That's it?
We fulfilled it. Well, what else are we
Oh.
going to do, Gina?
There's nowhere to go from
Yeah.
here.
You know, all I know is that I have a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that I didn't have about 5 minutes ago. So
It's
That
done.
was good. Did it for charity.
We did
Okay.
it. It's Beat Gina.
Maybe.
Well, it's brought to you. Well, 877-602-9696. And here's what you could win if you beat me. Prohibition gift card, $25 to Prohibition.
That's a lovely a bar.
Yes.
I was going to just tell you exactly what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
Utah's sexiest new speakeasy, Bill. Located north of Fashion Place Mall in Murray. Tonight and every Thursday night is karaoke night and $4 craft pints. Reservations and information at prohibitionutah.com.
But no, they have a full menu.
Very good food there.
It's a restaurant.
No, it's a bar.
Well,
And you'll also win tickets to the X96 double feature at the Tower. It's Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th, the final chapter, beginning at 9 p.m. Tickets are $10 at the Tower box
So only one person has called in so far, Damon. 877-602-9696. Still a chance for you to get in. What prize would you offer Gina if you lose to her in this game?
Because you get the Prohibition gift card and that event at the Tower Theater on Friday the 13th. I didn't know we had to tell you that, but it's those Friday the 13th movies tomorrow night at the Tower.
All right. Well, let's see. 877-602-9696. Oh, all right. Well,
I
let's...
don't get to pick today.
Well, I guess
no. Damon's got a pretty good prize for you, though. I mean, hello, Damon. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great.
All right.
What is the prize you're offering, Gina?
A mixtape and a rubber mallet.
Well, now
is it a mixtape that you have already mixed, or will it be a custom mixtape?
I've got a few ideas, but I haven't put it together yet.
And if I don't like it, I can take the rubber mallet and just dispense with it.
Now, the other two lines are ringing. Do you want...
No.
No.
It's too late. We're out of time.
Too late. Sorry, you guys should have called sooner.
I don't have a rubber mallet.
Well, everybody needs one.
I have one.
You need it to put the paint can lids back on the paint can.
I carry one in my backpack all the time.
All right, so that's what you will win if you beat Damon at trivia.
Okay.
But if Damon beats you, then he gets those prizes that we talked about. It's Jimi Hendrix trivia. On this day in '66, the Jimi Hendrix Experience forms with Jimi Hendrix. So that's when the whole band got together. All right.
The scorekeeper is ready.
Yes, thank you, scorekeeper.
You're welcome.
Damon, it gives you the advantage if you go first in the game, so I'm going to toss the coin with the coin toss app that I have on my phone. You call it heads or tails?
Tails.
It is tails. You go first.
Congratulations, Damon. You go first.
All right, so there we go. So it is multiple choice trivia. If you get this question correct, you get the point. If you get it wrong, Gina gets a chance to steal your point away by answering the question correctly. Are you ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Let's start here. After leaving the military, Jimi Hendrix played with what well-known rock/R&B act? Ready? Is it A, the Isley Brothers, B, Little Richard, C, Ike and Tina Turner, or D, all of the above?
Little Richard.
It is incorrect.
Gina with a chance to steal.
I'll say all of the above.
All of the above. So
That is correct.
You were correct, but we were looking for all of the above.
That's 1-0 in Gina's favor, and Gina controls the question.
Gina.
Yes.
What is the name of Hendrix's debut album? Was it A, Electric Ladyland, B, Are You Experienced, C, Axis, Bold as Love, or D, Smash Hits?
I know.
You're not playing.
The scorekeeper is not playing.
I know they are titles. I just am not sure which is
Which one is the
first.
debut
Gina,
album? Which one is the
You
first?
have 2 seconds to make a choice.
Oh,
Electric Ladyland.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
Damon.
Chance to
It's
steal.
Are You Experienced?
It is
correct.
Are You Experienced? Wow.
1-1. Damon controls the question and a chance to go ahead in his quest
All right.
to beat Gina.
You're being very dramatic today.
I got to do something.
It's bringing some gravitas to the situation. All right. So it's Damon's question, right?
Yes.
Damon, the lyric, "'Cause if my baby don't love me no more, I know her sister will," is from which Hendrix song? Is it A, Dolly Danger, B, Hey Joe, C, Voodoo Child's Slight Return, or D, Red House?
That's from Red House.
Wow.
That is
He was
correct.
very confident.
It is 2-1 in favor of Damon.
Oh.
Wow.
Gina controls the question with a chance to tie.
All right. Gina.
Yes.
Which of the following songs by Jimi Hendrix is based on a dream he had one night?
Okay.
Is it A, All Along the Watchtower, B, Red House, C, Hey Joe, or D, Purple Haze?
Well, Purple Haze is the most dreamy sounding one.
Is that your answer?
Sure.
All right.
That is correct.
That is correct. Came from a weird dream he had. The lyrics of the song come from what he saw and heard in the dream, it says here.
And now the score is tied in Beat Gina. Damon's question.
Damon?
Chance to win.
Okay.
Hendrix's commercial career got a huge boost when he was discovered by this musician who soon became his manager. Was it A, bluesman Muddy Waters, B, Cream bassist Jack Bruce, C, The Animals bassist Chaz Chandler, or D, all of the above?
Chaz Chandler.
Wow.
That is correct. From the Animals, Damon wins Beat Gina.
Wow.
Fabulous victory for Damon.
I still don't have a rubber mallet.
Well,
that's too bad.
Maybe I'll get you one for Christmas.
All right.
Well, Damon, you get to go to the movies. Double feature at the Tower Theater Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th. The final chapter, that's 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And you get the Prohibition gift.
So go to Prohibition, have dinner, and then go to the movie.
There's an evening for
And
you.
everyone here at X96 congratulates you, Damon.
Well, thank you very much.
Hang on the line. We'll get your information.
I was hoping you were going to... What was his last meal? I know that.
What was his last meal?
A tuna sandwich.
Was it a tuna sandwich?
Wasn't that Mama Cass's last meal? I think it
No,
was.
hers was a ham sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Every rock star who dies, they aspirate on their own vomit after eating a sandwich.
The questions were either really easy or like really hard. You know, like
Those are pretty hard questions.
What was Jimi Hendrix's guitar of choice? And then there's a list.
Yeah, I
you
don't know which one.
And then there's easy one. Which one of these Bob Dylan songs was covered by Hendrix?
All Along the Watchtower.
And it's All Along the Watchtower. Everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Anyway, there you go.
Tuna sandwich. I knew tuna
sandwich.
sandwich.
She knew tuna sandwich.
That was not one of the questions.
But I know it.
Tuna sandwich is not an answer.
Maybe that's why they left it out.
Tuna sandwich?
Oh.
All right.
Crash northbound I-15 at 123rd South and Draper. UHP isn't even on scene yet, so there are delays in that area until they get that under control. Crash eastbound 201 Freeway 8400 West. And I'm going to check our message stream quickly because friends of the program like to send us traffic updates. Nothing there, but if you see something, 33986.
All right, here are your boner candidates for round one. Boner candidate number one. How about a little kiss for old Ed? Come on, Mayor. Boner Mayor.
Now you're confusing me.
Yeah. How about a little kiss for old Ed? Boner candidate number two. You must stop digging up Dad. And boner candidate number three. It's multiple choice.
All right, so all three of those boners for round one coming up after these, along with Big Boy News. First, we got to tell you about Brighton Family Dental.
I have to apologize. I owe you some money, Dr. Carolyn. The check's in the mail. Honest.
Well, I owe you a visit because I got a text for them saying, "Hey, you're due for your cleaning," and I don't dread going into the dentist because I'm like, oh, I get to go see the nice people there, and I love getting my teeth cleaned at Brighton Family Dental.
It's a great dentist, and I kind of mentioned that in a joking way, but in a way that's to show you that we don't talk nice about Dr. Carroll because we get free dental care.
No, we don't.
That's by any means.
No, I owe him money too for these two up front.
Yeah.
I owe him.
Yeah. So we talk nice about him because he is a great dentist. And Melissa Jenkins, the other dentist in the office, I've had her only one time be my dentist there when Dr. Carroll was on vacation or something, and she's really great as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you can go to brightondentistry.com to find out more about him, but this is really a full-service dentist office as well. Cosmetic dentistry, root canals. I've had a root canal with Dr. Carroll, and I've had root canals other places that were horrible. Yeah. They were horribly painful, and Dr. Carroll did a root canal on me. Huh? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that all it is? I said. He's great. So go to Brighton Family Dental. Their phone number to make an appointment, 801-943-2020. They're at 2114 Fort Union Boulevard.
This is very very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1 hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
Nobody around here has been eating lead paint chips.
At 10 a.m., right.
It's not a big deal, but I guarantee you, Gina, if today were the day you were going to court at 8:15, you would not have come to work.
It's true.
You wouldn't have come to work.
That's true.
I would too.
I don't think you would have.
You would have said, I got court. And we'd say, when? And you'd go, I don't know. And that'd be it, you know.
I'm not sure.
You wouldn't come in.
Court sometime.
I got court sometime. I don't know.
On another topic, a totally different topic. Yesterday, we went to lunch at the Lone Star Steakhouse in Sugar House with the staff, and Gina was there with her baby, and I was the little Jonesy, who's almost a year old and just as cute as anything, and I was the only person at the table who made the baby cry.
Well, she's my daughter. She knows you make me cry
Everybody
day.
else is going doobie playing with the baby and
Again,
being cute
Gina,
with the baby.
that doesn't work because I didn't make her cry.
That's true.
And I've made you cry.
That's true.
On the radio.
I went and sat down by the baby to, just kind of bonding. Hi, it's your Uncle Bill. Cried.
Even Artie Fufkin didn't make her cry.
No, I thought for sure Artie was going to make her cry.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
He did
Hello,
that for like
baby.
10 minutes.
And kept waving his hand.
He said, don't eat trans fats or you'll end up looking like me.
You know.
Even Artie didn't make the baby cry.
Artie could have picked the baby up and placed the baby in his mouth, and the baby wouldn't have cried. The whole head, and the baby wouldn't have cried.
I think it's your facial hair. Might make you look scary. I'm just guessing.
Was I the only one there with facial hair?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Heather. Just kidding, Heather.
She hasn't experienced a lot of facial hair. Maybe.
I don't know.
And then I brought her over to you later. Like, it's safe with mommy holding you kind of thing. And I gave Bill a hug. See, he's nice.
She didn't cry then, but she was barely holding it.
She had the face.
Barely holding it together.
She had the
you could see, she was just like any second she was just going to.
It was the face.
We were there for 2 hours, and she was good the whole time we were there. I didn't have to get up and walk around with her once.
Are you surprised?
No, but...
Are you bragging?
Yes.
Okay. So she's like that all the time. You're just bragging.
Yes.
Yeah. And she didn't do that once, does she usually? Well, no. Well, wow.
She ate all kinds of things for lunch I didn't eat. She had tomatoes. She ate the tomatoes off my salad and my onions.
Did not.
And then, she ate all my onions, and then I picked onions.
She really ate
onions?
onions?
Yeah. Loves onions. And I said, Carrie, you can eat that onion?
Here.
But she doesn't have teeth.
She has 4.
That onion even had blue cheese dressing on it,
Yeah.
Gina, which is something else that you wouldn't eat.
Well, now that says a lot to me, and because when I sat down by the baby, and maybe this is why she cried, I went, "Hi, honey, God, your breath stinks." That's why she cried? That's why she cried.
in a spider-infested, dusty old studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
Yep, his attitude. Anyway.
I should have asked you about these boner candidates. The first one, there is audio.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into it, and then I'll find it.
It's a whole thing, apparently.
We got, yes, it's time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You know, boner means mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now and then a 3rd candidate after the news. At that point, once you've heard all 3, you will have to decide. You will vote on which one of these 3 is the worst here in round 1. Which one of these 3 deserve to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. This doesn't make them boner of the day if they win here. They go forward. This gives them a 50-50 chance. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car check over before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. How about a kiss for old Ed, huh?
This sounds creepy, and I don't know what it is.
It's almost impossible to fathom. Mary Tyler Moore Show star Ed Asner appeared on MSNBC on Tuesday to plug his new book, The Grouchy Historian.
That's perfect.
Anchor Chris Jensing, though, wanted to talk about workplace sexism, specifically in Hollywood in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal. But before she could get into a discussion on that subject, Ed Asner, did you find it by the...
Well, it's a 5-minute interview, and I would have to...
I think it's right at the beginning.
Let's see.
And if it's not, I'll read it to you. But
hang on.
This is Ed Asner.
People who maybe knew what was happening and did nothing. I'm joined now by a man who starred in one of those groundbreaking shows, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, winner of 7 Emmy Awards, more than any other man, Ed Asner, who helped demonstrate the changing culture of independent women in the workplace for millions of Americans each week. Ed Asner, wow, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you. And not even a kiss.
No, nothing, right?
Oh, my God.
He asks her for a kiss.
You talked about almost 50
Is he making
years
a
ago.
joke?
I was
No.
a
Based on
teenager.
what?
I watched the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
That's basically it. And then at the end of this interview...
Inspired by the show that you did.
So she at this point, right there, she's kind of like, huh? What? No, well, okay. At the end of the interview, she says, or he says, she's wrapping it up.
It is fun.
And encouragement to take the next step in challenging authority where it needs to be challenged.
The book does that for sure. Ed Asner, the book is The Grouchy Historian. Longtime fan, thank you so much for coming on the program. Good luck with the book.
You still owe me a kiss.
Okay, you're going to get yourself...
Well, she says, you're going to get yourself in trouble, Mr. Asner.
But they started talking about Harvey Weinstein, so I wonder if he was
making a joke.
If he was making a joke.
He might have been,
because that was the story
sounds
they
like
went.
The whole point of the.
They went from a story about Weinstein to him.
It is uncomfortable.
Yes, Dylan.
When I was working with Ed Asner.
When did you do that?
He was touring a play at Weber State.
Oh, that's right.
Stage manager.
Mm-hmm.
He is angrily liberal. He's one of the most liberal.
He is, yeah.
People. I mean, one of the interactions I had with him was him screaming on the phone to somebody in the hallway about how much he hated the Republicans and they were ruining the world.
That tells me that was a joke.
I mean, he's an old
Yeah,
guy.
let's let him off the hook.
From a different generation, blah, blah, blah. But he seems to be somebody who would be up on progressive issues.
Here's the point. If it's a joke, he's stupid. If it's a joke, it's an ill-advised joke. And as I watched the video, the anchor, whatever her name is, Chris Jansing, was uncomfortable. It made her feel. You could tell she's kind of going, okay, whatever. He's not.
He's a smart guy, though. If he's there he's there to talk about workplace sexism. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Come on and give me." I could see you doing that. That's
no.
No, that's the automatic first joke to make. We're here to talk about workplace sexism with Bill Allred. Can I get a little kiss before? It's a joke.
Nope. I would not do that.
That's what they're there to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Whether he meant it as a joke or he meant it seriously, if it made her uncomfortable, it's still sexual harassment.
It did. Now, I don't think Ed expected to get a kiss from her. I think he probably was making a joke. But it was ill-advised.
Go online, watch the whole thing, and you decide, all right?
I haven't seen it.
It's boner candidate number 1. How about a little kiss for old Dad? Boner candidate number 2. You must stop digging up Dad. A New Hampshire woman who has spent time in prison for digging up her father's grave in search of his, quote, real will, has been sent back, I think we've had her on before, has been sent back to prison because she violated her parole conditions. One of the conditions of her parole was, don't dig up your father.
Yay. I had to put that in writing.
Melanie Nash was sentenced to a year and a half to 3 in prison. After a hearing in September, prosecutors say she violated her parole when she contacted her sister Susie and threatened her over their father's estate. Nash had previously been sentenced to a year and a half, 3, for ransacking her father's grave in Colebrook. Police said Nash felt she was shorted in her share of the inheritance after her father died in 2004. She told her sister, I'm going back to the cemetery. I'm digging him up again. Boner candidate number...
Did you think a will was like clutched in his fist? Like
number 2.
Like in a movie?
No, Gina, she was just making a joke. She was just joking with her sister. Boner candidate number 2. You must stop digging up Dad. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3 was multiple choice.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this here. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
Here's a story for you, Gina, and for all of you people who like to get excited about these sorts of things.
Is it delightful?
Beneath Yellowstone National Park, we all know, based on the movie Volcano.
2012.
Was it 2012? That's right. It was one of those movies.
That one Richie was in. He told us about the end of the world.
It was the only good part of that movie was Woody Harrelson as the crazy
looks
guy.
Just like Richie in that.
Yeah. Beneath Yellowstone National Park lies a supervolcano.
Yep.
A behemoth far more powerful than your average volcano. This is true. It has the ability to expel more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of rock and ash at one time, 2,500 times more material than erupted from Mount St. Helens in 1980, which killed 57 people. If it happened to blow, it would blanket most of the United States in a thick layer of ash and plunge the Earth into a volcanic winter.
That's what Woody Harrelson told us.
Yellowstone's last super eruption occurred 631,000 years ago, as best they can tell.
So we're due.
Yep.
And it's not the planet's only buried supervolcano.
Oh, no.
Scientists suspect that a super eruption scars the planet every 100,000 years, causing many to ask when we can next expect such an explosive, changing event. To answer those questions, scientists are seeking lessons from Yellowstone's past, and the results have been surprising. They show that it could go any day now.
Yeah. Are you prepared?
Forces that drive I don't know how you prepare for something like that. Forces that drive those rare and violent events can move much more rapidly than volcanologists previously anticipated. The early evidence presented at a recent volcanology conference shows that Yellowstone's most recent super eruption was sparked when new magma moved into the system only decades before the eruption. Previous estimates assumed the geological process that led to the event took millenniums to occur, but no, they are there, and there is new magma moving into the
magma.
One of the scientists studying it has a great name. Her name is Hannah Shamloo. She's a graduate student at Arizona State University, and she is Ms. Shamloo, and she's studying the supervolcano. And we're going to keep an eye on that and watch that for you, and we'll keep reporting if there are any further developments. A leading homelessness expert is in Salt Lake to speak at a conference on the Operation Rio Grande efforts and to clean up the area around the homeless shelter. Utah leaders gathered to explain their motivations for Operation Rio Grande. There was a ballroom full of service providers there, and there was one man there who was scheduled to speak, sitting in the front of the audience, and he tweeted, "Panel of privileged white people talking about homelessness and addiction is clearly about social control, not social service," he tweeted. "Programs and policies that impact substance users and homeless people need experts on the issues, not naive legislators," he further tweeted. He then tweeted, #Utah, you had a great reputation for your work to, quote, #end homelessness and #housing first, blowing that all with Operation Rio Grande. He is
Is he more specific?
He is Orga Code CEO, Lane DeLong, nationally renowned expert on homelessness, who presented at Wednesday's 14th Annual State Homelessness Summit. Utah providers use his screening assessments to triage people seeking services. I mean, they use a lot of the policies he has suggested over the years. But while local service providers haven't criticized Operation Rio Grande, many on Wednesday warmly applauded Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, House Speaker Hughes, Mayor Jackie Biskupski, and Josh Romney for their work with the homelessness. But he says what you are doing is just trying to put a Band-Aid and make it look better. You're not solving any problems with what you're doing.
Does he? I keep waiting for someone to have a good suggestion, though, of what you should do. Does he say what you're doing is just a Band-Aid? Well, what should they be doing?
Well, he says, let's see. I've got some of the specifics here. He says, I think we'll look at what Utah did in the future as a disaster, how exactly not to criminalize your way out of poverty and homelessness. The country looked good to Utah. Now the country's in a position where they're having the country looked to Utah for solutions.
Well, you remember we had it going pretty good there for a while, and
now the country's in a position where they're having a what the heck moment and saying you seem to be throwing under the bus all of the great things you did for so many years. So he's saying what you were doing was correct. What you are doing now is not. He had some other comments. We don't get into it right now, but and speaking of Mayor Biskupski, I didn't see this in the news today, but I heard it on some other news source. Rocky Anderson, who was one of her big supporters when she was running for mayor, now says, I was so wrong. I am absolutely wrong. I no longer support her. As far as I can tell, she's done absolutely nothing as mayor, nothing of substance as mayor, and I don't know why I supported her in the first place. Retired four-star General Michael Hayden introduced himself as Mike as he prepared to speak to students at Utah Valley University, but his unassuming nature contrasts with his sharp critiques of a president that he thinks is making the world less stable with each offhand comment and tweet. Who is this guy? Well, he's Michael Hayden, who served as director of the National Security Agency for 6 years in the Clinton administration and the George Bush administration.
So
he served as CIA director under Bush and under Obama. He said the words that he tweets have meaning beyond him, and I don't think he recognizes that for a second.
No.
The rest of the world is looking at us, wondering what do we Americans think our responsibilities are to shape and sustain global order. Hayden says he had other tough words for President Trump, saying he is making the world less safe by what he's doing. Alec Baldwin had a drink-throwing meltdown in the middle of Manhattan again.
You know, don't you reach a certain point in your life where you, just let things go? Alec Baldwin?
Never. He never lets anything go.
You know?
I want to know when I get there. I can't let things go.
He had a...
I mean, it's just little stuff. I read this article, and this is just little stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was some motorist that was being reckless. I don't know if it was even threatening him. He just observed it. And he started calling him out and yelling at the SUV.
Yeah.
I think he was just on the sidewalk, yelling at this SUV. He called the driver a meatball and then kept asking asking the driver and the passenger to get out of the car. Get out of the car, he's yelling. And the people in the car, apparently, I think were scared.
Alec Baldwin called us a meatball.
I mean, he thinks he's a traffic cop.
He got his phone and started videotaping them. Then they pulled away, and he threw a soft drink at them. He's just...
These are like the people who do the speed limit on the inside lane. They think that they're the cops,
traffic cops, yeah.
It's that kind. I don't understand why you just... let it go.
Yeah.
He when they tried to contact his representative for a comment, the representative said, "I don't know what Alex did."
That guy cut me off. Yeah. Well, shouldn't I do something?
No.
Why?
Probably not. Yeah, it makes you mad.
It's those things that that people get angry at that I just don't understand.
Yeah. All right. Is that it?
Sports, weather, traffic.
Okay.
You want a little sports?
Maybe.
Donovan Mitchell. He's a Jazz rookie, and he doesn't have his driver's license, so he's been having to bum rides to get to practice and stuff. He's finally going to get his license. So kids, if you're taking driver's ed, and you look over at somebody that looks a little old to be in driver's ed, that might be a Jazz player, Donovan Mitchell, because
good for him.
He's going to get his driver's license. That's sports. There you go. Weather, it's much chillier today than it was yesterday, only a high of 59. It's cloudy right now, but it'll clear up a little bit later on and be sunny. 59 for a high. Fear Factory, Salt Lake's only haunted house. Visit fearfactoryslc.com to read about Fear Factory's haunted history and to purchase your tickets today. Traffic, we have a crash. Let's see, northbound I-15, 123rd south in Draper. That's the only one we're seeing so far. That is the only one I'm seeing, although that one is causing some major issues coming around Point of the Mountain into Draper Sandy area. Traffic brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right. Here's boner candidate number 3. It's multiple choice. Now, I didn't have a chance to do a little more background research on this so that I would not be plagued with Gina's questions about it, because I know you'll have some. Same questions that everyone will have.
Okay.
They're not in the story.
Oh.
Now, if I had researched a little further,
I'm going to look.
I could have found
it.
But you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
A Wyoming high school teacher says she did not write the multiple choice quiz. That included shooting at Trump as one of the answers.
Whoa.
The Jackson Hole News and Guide reports that Jackson Hole high school teacher Karen Ofterhide told the Jackson Hole Daily, "Well, I did not write this quiz and the questions and answers. It was my responsibility to proofread it. If I had done so, I could assure you I would not have distributed the quiz without changing that offensive answer." Teton County School District Number 1, which previously confirmed the quiz, was administered Thursday at Offerhide's sophomore class. They won't say who wrote it. The district won't confirm whether the teacher is on leave or any disciplinary action will be taken. Sources say Offerhide was not at school on Monday. However, now, of course, the questions that will arise.
Sure. Yeah.
What was the quiz about?
Yeah. What class is this for?
What was this one of the answers? What question was it an answer to? None of that is included here. I don't know, but whoever did it is boner candidate number 3. It's multiple choice.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
We had boner candidate number 1. How about a little kiss for old Ed, huh? Ed Asner going on MSNBC to talk about workplace sexism, but then immediately asked Chris Jensen, the host, for a kiss. Boner candidate number 2. You must stop digging up Dad. A woman is heading to prison for digging up her father's grave again. And boner candidate number 3, it's multiple choice.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. All right, 1, 2, or 3, the candidate you think should win. Put that in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. All right? Easy. Most people vote that way. Others use the phone, 877-602-9696. And the rest vote online. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 1, October 12th. Click on that and vote. Pretty easy to do. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 1 of the boner voting.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
Farting is far from just a human problem. Animals fart too.
Well, yes. If they have digestive systems, it'll happen.
As the Washington Post reported, there's a new hashtag making the rounds through the science Twitterverse. Hashtag does it fart, which, as you may have guessed, is here to answer any and all questions about which animals are capable of passing gas.
Well, I would say just
Not
about
all.
any.
No, not all.
Really?
Yeah,
It's part of digestion. If you digest.
Which animals cut the cheese?
Okay.
Well,
Okay, I don't know which ones do. I want to know the ones that don't.
tons do, of course. Bats, rats, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger they are, the harder they fart.
Of course.
Bear farts are horrible.
Rats, zebras, bearded dragons are among the creatures that fart. Birds, on the other hand, do not seem to pass gas. Birds.
That actually kind of makes sense.
But they could, let's see, marine invertebrates.
So you should eat like a bird so you don't fart?
Oysters, mussels,
Well,
crabs.
how would they fart?
I don't know.
They don't have a bum.
Well, they eliminate waste.
She said in the most scientific way possible.
They eliminate waste. They take in nutrients and eliminate waste. The hashtag has a purpose beyond making scientists giggle at their own handiwork. The paper explained whether or not a given animal farts is apparently a question that zoo employees often receive from kids who come to the zoo.
Well, yeah.
They ask the questions.
Kids would ask that.
If a little scatological humor keeps kids interested in biology, well, everybody wins. And if the hashtag does it fart has you jonesing for more internet things at the intersection of animals and potty humor, there's always... no, I don't think I can say that one. It's about animals with the weirdest genitalia. Okay.
Now, here's someone who's saying that birds fart because they've heard their cockatiel fart. I don't think you have.
What have you
maybe
heard?
it's just
then?
making
I
a
think
fart
you've
sound.
heard it making a fart sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're mimicking you.
Probably
maybe?
imitating you
Yeah.
farting.
Yeah.
boy.
I wonder if there's a story behind that.
I wonder.
Because he specifically named Nora Dunn.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Look it up. George Clooney, Apple, Nora Dunn. All right. Let's see. Let's review the first two candidates and votes.
That is how Seth MacFarlane calls things out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He said about the... Well, we'll talk about it when Sean is here. We'll talk about it with Sean. Yes, this morning's boner brought to you in part by Cuban Sandwich.
Nice.
Yes, it happened.
It did happen?
Yes.
And?
Wow.
Anime Bonsai, Utah's premier cosplay Japanese comic culture event, returns October 20th through the 22nd to the Davis Convention Center. Get your tickets and full lineup at animebonsai.org.
So, boner candidate number one. How about a little kiss for old Ed? Ed Asner going on MSNBC to talk about the Harvey Weinstein sexual harassment stuff. And the first thing he did, and the last thing he did in the interview, was to ask the female anchor there, Chris Jansing, for a kiss. Their public opinion apparently very divided on that. I looked up a lot of the tweets about it. There were people who tweeted about it from the newsroom at MSNBC who said, my God, I can't believe he just did that. That's awful. And then there are people who said, well, he was just joking. It's just trying to be funny. A representative for Ed Asner said when asked about it, quote, Ed enjoys speaking to MSNBC anchors and all other network anchors.
Okay.
He needs a new spokesperson.
Then there was boner candidate number two. You must stop digging up Dad. This is a woman who going back to prison for digging up her father's grave to look for an elusive will again, second time. And boner candidate number three. Look, it's multiple choice. Teacher causing a stir. She handed out a quiz to students with one of the answers of a multiple choice question being shooting at Trump. The question was about George Orwell's Animal Farm, and what was the question exactly? Something about when they go to shoot, when they buy a gun, what are they buying it to shoot at? And this is a pig, a horse, or Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This is just a joke.
Bad choice.
Just a bad choice of a joke. So let's see here. I have the winner right down here, and that would be, let's see, Chandler won a boner T-shirt. And the winner, close voting among all three candidates, but with 99 votes, number two, you must stop digging up Dad.
Yay, that was
the
my
one.
favorite.
That's the one. Right there. That one goes forward now to Boner Fight. At possibly will become Boner of the Day. It needs to defeat the winner of round two's boner voting, and that happens starting at 8:20. Boner Fight at 9:25. All right, there's a ton of movies.
Well, let's get to it. Brought to you
Yes.
by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone value screen repair. Just bring in the advertised price from another business, and Bad Apple will beat it. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
So Sean Means, the film critic for the Salt Lake Tribune, here to talk about all of the movies opening. You can read Sean's reviews in the Tribune online, sltrib.com later today, and in the paper tomorrow. Sean, do you want to make any comment on the whole Weinstein thing before we begin?
I have actually my column running in tomorrow's paper, interviewing the actor Luke Evans, and talking about issues of feminism and equality and whatnot in Hollywood, which touches on that as well. So,
all right,
yeah, it's a mess, and obviously he's toast. The question becomes, okay, who's next, and who? You know, everybody talks about how brave everyone is for stepping forward and declaring what Harvey did. Well, at this point now, it's maybe slightly less brave because it's been done. And he's been shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the next person who's going to be brave enough to expose somebody else who's been doing the same thing?
They've been going after Ben Affleck.
They certainly have.
And the theory is that the next person that is going to be exposed is Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Those
rumors have been around for
those rumors have been around for a while as well.
What do you mean? Well, that same thing with Weinstein.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, is there somebody we're not?
Oh, you mean somebody other than? That's why you're saying
some behind the scenes person who is as powerful now as Weinstein was in his prime.
Yes.
That's the question. And will anybody?
Donald Trump.
We
knew about that.
Yeah.
We knew about that.
Yeah, that's working like gangbusters, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
So
Where do we
let's get to
start?
the movies.
Let's start with Romeo and Juliet.
I saw
in the
your
artsies.
I saw you writing about this today. This is interesting.
Yeah, some of the reviews are already online, so please go and get me lots of hits and say my job. No, But some of the stuff is already online, so please go look at it. Romeo and Juliet. This is actually a production made by a cast and crew, mostly of Utah Valley University students.
Really?
With a local pro filmmaker as the director, Joel Petrie, and they filmed all around town. You'll recognize Main Street, Liberty Park, other areas of the city.
So it's a modern
take. You know, the masquerade ball at the Capulets is a rave, things like that.
Okay.
Is it still in the Shakespearean
it's
language?
It's still in iambic pentameter.
So this
They
is
didn't
just
mess with
like
that.
the Leonardo DiCaprio Claire Danes one.
It's similar in spirit, certainly. But the thing is, okay, this is like I said, it's mostly a student-made show. It holds up. You know, the acting's good. The performance, the performances are great. These kids actually put together a good movie that I think would hold its own with anybody else.
Oh, good.
So, 3 stars.
3 stars.
And where can you see this?
That's playing at a couple theaters at the District and the Jordan Commons megaplexes.
Cool.
All right. In town. So.
All right, Columbus.
Columbus. Yes, this is a very lovely movie. You have Columbus, Indiana. Little town of 45,000 people, but they have more examples of modern architecture than most places because the Saarinen father and son, Eero Saarinen and his father, among other architects, built stuff here.
Why?
Not entirely sure. That's quite never explained, but it just has become sort of a haven for fans of modern architecture.
Okay.
So you have a Korean architecture professor collapses and has a stroke at the beginning of the movie, which requires his son to fly in from Seoul, a Korean-American book translator, played by John Cho.
Okay.
And so he has to come in and deal with his father's issues. At the same time, he meets a local girl, a recent college grad who is played by Haley Lou Richardson, who is contemplating whether or not she's going to go off to college or stay home to care for her mother, played by Michelle Forbes, who is a recovering meth addict.
All right.
And she is, the girl is a fan, a lover of the architecture that is around her in this town. And so the movie mostly consists of long conversations between these two characters, talking about architecture and then talking about their lives, talking about their parents.
This sounds boring.
Any car chases?
No car chases.
Okay.
It is
Columbus isn't big enough to have a car chase.
It is quite. Yeah, you'd get from one end of the town to the other, and you'd be done.
So how is it not boring for Gina?
For Gina, there may be no
conversations about architecture.
For Gina, there may be no hope. For the rest of us, it is very beautifully done. It is you appreciate both these characters and the issues they're having, the problems they're having, and you see how they're trying to connect with each other and how they connect with the architecture. And I know, yes, a movie about architecture sounds like very static and boring, but it's actually very beautiful and very lyrical.
You gave it 3 stars?
3.5.
3.5.
Yes.
3.5.
And where's that playing?
That's playing at the Broadway, of course.
Okay. Columbus.
And it's kind of Zen Garden-ish in a sense, and that's it. But it's lovely.
Well, we'll finish up the artsies on the other side, including Harry Dean Stanton's last film. And we also have that movie I've been wanting to hear about, Professor Marston and the Wonder Women.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up. So stand by for all of those after this.
We've had a pretty good morning.
That's boring.
Yeah, we like boring traffic. The only crash being reported northbound I-15 at 123rd South. Other than that, things look pretty good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, rest of the movies after these. KXRK Provo.
Oh, hi there. It's Bill Allred. On this week's Let's Go Eat Show podcast, we're talking to former University of Utah punter Tom Hackett. We're talking football, and we're talking about the weird stuff that Australians eat. Find out more at theletsgoeatshow.com or wherever fine podcasts are sold. I didn't do anything this week. I was such a slug this weekend.
Sometimes you need a sluggy weekend.
Good for you.
I didn't think.
Good for you.
How do you turn that off?
Alcohol.
Genius switch. How do you turn that off?
Alcohol. Alcohol.
What kind? What was your alcohol
Just,
of choice this weekend?
Anything I could get. Whatever was handed to me, whatever was handy. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
No, didn't matter.
You weren't discriminating
Nope.
about no?
Why?
I'll take some of that, sure.
Is it good wine? It's good enough.
Yeah. I'll have some of that. You bet.
And you were just handed things?
Went out to dinner.
That's the way it should be.
Went out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
You did? You did that going out on Valentine's?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yep. Had a nice dinner at Copper Onion, and pork belly should be one of the major food groups.
I agree.
It really should be.
What was the pork belly on, or was it?
No,
just,
it was just pork belly.
just out there being pork belly.
Pork belly with some cherries and some Brussels sprouts and turnips. Just kind of as a little
side
starter,
dish,
a little starter to the evening, and then
nice.
Man,
did you take in your surroundings? Did you look at the other people that chose to go out on Valentine's Day?
I
See
did.
How in love they are.
I did.
Not?
There was. It was. It was very busy. Copper Onion was very busy. I assume all the restaurants were very busy on Saturday. Did you go out on Saturday?
No.
No. So it was very busy. To the table to our left, two guys out on a Valentine's date.
Guys?
And then a table across from us, a guy and two girls. And they kept, they were quite annoying. Because the guy kept hanging a spoon on his nose. You know how you do? You take a spoon and
little kid.
Yeah, and you hang it off the edge of your nose, or he would put it across his nose, and then he would insist on one of the girls taking a picture of him. And this kept going on, and then the spoon would slip off, and then he would just laugh uproariously.
Were these 12-year-olds?
And they thought it was funny too.
No one's ever done this before.
And it kind of went on, seemed to go on and on and on and on. And then they had the waiter take a picture of the three of them together.
Can you believe this?
It was just.
This has never happened.
And I kept trying to think, now, what kind of a Valentine's date is this?
Threesome date?
I guess. He was,
polygamy date?
Maybe he was paying for them.
That could be.
Could have been
that would explain why they were laughing at the spoon show.
Yeah, the spoon
were
on
paid.
the nose.
They were
hilarious.
paid.
Hilarious. Spoon on the nose. Yep. Man, this is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. And those were the only... But mostly I was just fixated on my sweetheart sitting across the table from me as we enjoyed a delicious meal.
I'm glad you did.
Listen on Twitter at RFHCarry, Radio from Hell, on X96.
All right, we continue with the movie reviews.
Brought to you by, and we'll be talking to people from this film later on. Warren Miller, coming to a Bravenel Hall October 13th and 14th. More showings in Orem, Park City, and Ogden. More information at warrenmiller.com.
Sean Means, Salt Lake Tribune film critic. Let's talk about Lucky.
Lucky, yes. The opening credit is Harry Dean Stanton is Lucky. He's the title character. This is his movie.
He's passed. He's passed, hasn't he?
He died last month.
Yeah.
You remember when Bowie came out with a final album and then died right after?
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of like that in that it's Harry Dean Stanton sort of getting one last shot to sort of be Harry Dean Stanton on screen and sort of talk about life and the universe and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He plays this guy, this old guy who lives in a small town in the Southwest, and he gets up, does his morning routine, goes to the diner, has his coffee, and goes to the bar in the evening and hangs out with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly just him as an old man talking about life and. Considering how much life he's
This
had.
sounds boring.
Considering how much life Harry Dean Stanton has had, you probably want to listen when he talks about it.
Are there any car chases?
There are. Well, there's a tortoise running away.
That sounds boring.
You get to see him also interacting with some interesting people. One of his best friends is played by David Lynch. And who's also
lucky? Are you feeling lucky?
Who's also the owner of the tortoise, which is really
Have you seen
lovely.
my tortoise?
It's actually very lovely, and David Lynch actually gives this very nice performance.
Do they talk about architecture at any point?
No, they talk about war. There's one scene where he meets a Marine veteran played by Tom Skerritt, which is fun because you realize it's a reunion of aliens.
It's an alien reunion, yeah.
So basically, this is a last chance to sort of see Harry Dean Stanton being Harry Dean Stanton,
and he is at his most Harry Dean Stantonist.
That is worth it just for that. So 3.5 stars.
3.5 for that.
That's at the Broadway.
That is at the Broadway.
All right.
Now you got a couple here that weren't screened in the fartsies category.
We got Swing Away, which is a comedy drama about a golfer a pro golfer who runs away to the Greek islands.
Finally, some action.
And rediscovers her passion for golf. And
somebody runs away.
And life. That's screening at a couple places.
All right.
Happy Death Day. My colleague Scott Pierce went and saw.
Now why'd you do that to him?
Because I had to go watch Firefighters. The different movie next week.
Yeah.
He's written a first-person account of being a scaredy cat going to a horror movie.
Well, yeah, I was gonna. That's
that
why
sounds kind of fun.
I was concerned about it.
And that'll be in the paper, and that'll be online later today.
Was he scared?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
This was PG-13 horror, so
Well, maybe he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is sort of a Groundhog Day horror movie version where a college student is murdered and then wakes up and it's the same day all over again, and she has to relive it until she figures out who's killing her.
All right. Okay. So, but then The Foreigner.
The Foreigner.
Screened. You want to start there?
Saw it last night. We'll start with The Foreigner.
Okay.
Yes. This is billed as a Jackie Chan movie.
Yes.
This is not a Jackie Chan movie.
Wait a minute.
This is Jackie Chan a little bit, and then a lot of Pierce Brosnan yelling at you.
Why is Pierce Brosnan so mad?
What's he mad at us for?
What did we do to Pierce Brosnan?
There's a bombing in London, and Jackie Chan's daughter is killed in the explosion.
Okay.
Very innocent. Actually, the girl is Cho Chang from Harry Potter.
Oh. Okay.
So Jackie, his last family member killed, and so he wants answers, and he goes to the cops, Scotland Yard, and they can't tell him anything. But he hears that the bombing may have been involved with the IRA, so he goes to the deputy minister of Northern Ireland, who's Pierce Brosnan, and says, "I want names. Tell me who did this." And he says, "I don't know." And it turns out that actually Pierce Brosnan doesn't actually know, which is a problem for him because he used to be an IRA guy, and he's realizing that there's a rogue faction within his own his former IRA colleagues.
Okay.
And Brosnan is desperate to find out who did it because it's going to tear apart the peace deal and everything. So
it ain't good?
No.
Okay,
well,
next.
We've
got so many other movies.
It's 2 stars. It's talky and incomprehensible, and Jackie only gets a few sort of short staccato bursts of doing his Jackie Chan stuff.
You see, Sean doesn't like every movie that's talky. Gina?
Yep.
All right, next.
All right, then, so be it.
This is a young adult family drama. 12-year-old girl with an autistic mother and an agoraphobic guardian played by Alfred Woodard. Runs away cross country to find out about her father.
What problems does he have?
Turns out quite a lot. This is a weird sort of movie because it starts off as being sort of, pleasant, happy 12-year-old adventure, and then it goes really dark really quick.
Didn't work too well though.
Didn't work very well. It is the final one of the final movies for John Hurd, who died in July.
That's right.
Got a lot of dead people on the show this week.
All right,
2.5?
2.5 for that one. That's playing at a few theaters.
All right. Now let's get to the two that you liked.
Yes.
Marshall, you want to start there?
Let's start with Marshall. This is the story of Thurgood Marshall, the crusading lawyer for the NAACP, who later became a Supreme Court justice.
I just can't see Josh Gad playing Thurgood Marshall. I don't. It just
He's a
doesn't
good
seem.
actor, Bill.
I know he's good.
He's good. He's good. He's not that good.
Okay.
This is his days before he became a Supreme Court justice, before he argued Brown versus Board of Education before the Supreme Court and things like that. He was the NAACP's only lawyer, and he basically traveled around the country defending African Americans who were on trial for no reason other than being black.
Was he the first? He was the first black Supreme Court justice.
He was the first African American on the Supreme Court. Yes,
Okay.
but that's 20
Later.
years after this.
Okay.
This is 1941. He is called up to Bridgeport, Connecticut, where a black chauffeur played by Sterling K. Brown, who just won the Emmy for This Is Us.
Oh yeah.
He's been accused of raping his employer's wife, played by Kate Hudson. Rich socialite person. And so Marshall has to get a local attorney to sort of vouch for him, and he finds Josh Gad's character, Sam Friedman, who's very reluctant to do this because he's a civil court guy, and he thinks the publicity is going to kill his practice.
Oh, okay.
And the judge, played by James Cromwell, says, he's supposed to get the judge's approval for an out-of-state
Cunningham?
for an out-of-state attorney to argue the case, and the judge says no. Josh Gad's here, you can do it. And,
I like this.
And so Josh Gad has to argue the case with Marshall sitting there fuming that he can't actually say all the things and do all the fiery stuff that he can do in court. So you have this basically civil rights story in the shape of a courtroom thriller, and it is really well done. Reginald Hudlin directed this, and it is very, very. I mean, it gets loud occasionally because it's a courtroom thriller. It's very sort of Grisham-esque in that way, but it works really well. I haven't even mentioned, Chadwick Boseman plays Thurgood Marshall.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Okay, Black Panther, Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and Thurgood Marshall.
He's all the heroes.
He's all the black superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very dynamic in this. Brown is great. Kate Hudson actually puts in a good performance. So.
How many stars?
3.5.
3.5.
And is this playing wide?
That's pretty wide.
Okay.
All right, Professor Marston and the Wonder.
Carrie's been talking about
women
this for
or
a long
woman.
time.
Wonder Women.
Wonder Women. That's what I thought. Yeah.
If you remember when you saw Wonder Woman in the theaters, there was a teaser trailer for this movie, and you were like, "What the heck was that?" Well, this is put it this way: half the people who saw Wonder Woman are not allowed to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's a grown-ups movie.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Because he was.
He was naughty. He was naughty.
Kinky.
He was kinky.
William Moulton Marston, Harvard professor, who with his wife Elizabeth, first off, they invented the lie detector.
Yeah.
And later he created the character of Wonder Woman, and a lot of what is in Wonder Woman, the character as he devised it, is based on his philosophies about lying, which is why you have the lasso of truth, and about female power and female sexuality, which is why you've got the bustier and the corset and so on, and about his own life, which, as this movie depicts, was very kinky because he and his wife Elizabeth took a lab assistant student, and she became a third member of their very polyamorous relationship.
Well,
for
what
many
some
years.
people call kinky, I call a happy family.
This is a little of both because they do get into the bondage stuff at a certain point, which is again why the golden lasso thing is a thing.
Yes.
And it also featured very prominently in a lot of Wonder Woman.
Yes, Wonder Woman got tied up an awful lot too.
Yes.
Yes.
And other people got tied up.
Well, she liked being tied up. I mean, in his life.
Well, Luke Evans is good looking. I know that.
Luke Evans.
How does Margaret Sanger play into that family?
The student, Olive Byrne, played here by Bella Heathcote. Her aunt is Margaret Sanger,
who was the founder of Planned
Parenthood. You know,
women's
birth control and feminism, feminist icon
in the early 1900s.
Yeah. So you've got Luke Evans, Rebecca Hall as his wife.
She's good.
She is amazing. She's a great British actress. And Bella Heathcote as this young person who comes in the house.
Yeah.
Great performances. Very adult. Very kinky. But fascinating.
What some call kinky, I call a healthy attitude.
Exactly.
And is this in wide release? Or
This
is
is
it too
in
kinky for wide release?
This is in fairly wide release.
All right.
So it's at the Broadway, but it's also at some suburban theaters.
3.5 stars.
3.5.
3.5.
And as I said, I have an interview with Luke Evans in the cricket column this week.
All right. So let's run these down. Romeo and Juliet, 3 stars. Columbus, 3.5 stars. Lucky, 3.5 stars. Swing Away and Happy Death Day, not screened, although Scott Pierce has a review of Happy Death Day if you want to go read that. The Foreigner, 2 stars. So Be It, 2.5. Marshall, 3.5. And 3.5 for Professor Marston and the Wonder Women. All right. What is next week?
Next week, we have Only the Brave, which is a drama about the Granite Mountain hotshots.
Jeff Bridges.
Wildfires. Jeff Bridges has a small role. Josh Brolin and Miles Teller in the leads. You also have Geostorm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, with Gerard Butler, so you know it's going to be great. And The Snowman, which is a serial killer detective movie with Michael Fassbender, sort of in the Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, cold Scandinavian, bad things happen kind of mode.
All right. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you.
There's some bad things happening on the road. Crash northbound I-15 just north of Center Street in Utah County. Crash northbound I-15 164th South in Salt Lake County. And let me see, we've got crash northbound I-215 at 35th South. The right lane's closed there. Looks like that's about it. Traffic brought to you by Treat Yourself to Something Different at Moochie's. They're making something new every day along with your favorites. Try mac and cheese, Moochie's, fresh handmade food in a great atmosphere.
All right.
All right, Boner Candidates round 2 coming up here. They are Boner Candidate number 1. Oh, they were going to wash it anyway. Number 2, well, they were just kidding around. And number 3, maybe I could do a little yard work.
All right. Boners round 2 coming up after these, along with Big Boy News and Opinnuendo.
You go into a store, a Diamonds Direct store, you'll just go, what? What is... It's really different if you from jewelry stores.
It's beautiful for one thing. It's not at the mall. It's across the street from Fashion Place Mall in a beautiful showroom, and you're going to think everything in here is going to be too expensive for me.
No.
It's too nice in here. No, not true.
No, very relaxed atmosphere. They have a massive inventory, enough diamond jewelry to supply up to 30 ordinary jewelry stores, including one of the largest selection of GIA-certified diamonds in America. They have thousands of designer rings at Diamond Direct as well, and all the big designers, the names of which Gina knows and I don't. Handcrafted stuff.
Yeah, the stuff you see in the wedding magazines.
Yeah. Here, like Takori.
Yeah.
And now, free lifetime warranty on any purchase at Diamonds Direct. Free sizing for life, free cleaning for life, free repairs, as long as you own it. Nothing, no fine print there. Just free all the time. So, best part about Diamonds Direct, cheap. Just absolute great value for diamonds. So, remember, the month of October, they're donating $100 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation with any engagement ring purchase or anything from their Make-A-Wish collection, as they call it. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
X96 wants to send you to see Lincoln Park and Friends.
Up Snuffy and Guffy, and let me just say this. What has happened, let me look at the camera. What has happened to Snuffy and Guffy is a tragedy, all right?
They're still on, aren't
It's
they?
a crime, what is happening.
You know when they recast Bo and Luke Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard?
Same thing. It's exactly that.
It's exactly that.
I actually heard one.
Recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still using it. They're still using the jingle, and it's like imitations of our voices that we did.
Yeah.
It's a crime.
You only would have heard it if you listened to the Cocteau Twins.
It's a crime. What is happening with Snuffy and Guffy?
Man.
All right.
Well, is it time to do the
No,
news?
you can't do that.
I was never clear which one I was.
You were?
You're Guffy.
Guffy.
Carrie, Bill, Snuffy, Guffy. It's easy to remember.
So I was Guffy?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It just never mattered. That's why I was unclear, because it didn't matter. They didn't have any clear character traits. They were just two hillbillies.
All right. Big boy news, and it's a tragedy. I'm telling you, it's a crime what is
Actually,
happening.
I guess they did have. So me, Guffy,
yes,
was the henpecked one, right? Wasn't I always the henpecked one in the commercials?
That was one of
Well,
his.
my wife says I can't.
Exactly.
I've got to go to Smith and Edwards and get myself a new belt. My pants keep falling off.
I'm looking to see. Oh.
What? You have
Do
some?
we run some Smith and Edwards
I was
on one of
wondering
our
if our
stations?
country station had that. But No.
No.
Well, they're just 17 seconds, so I doubt they have the characters on them.
There's always something going on at Smith and Edward.
Oh, that's just Pete.
Well,
Pete would hate that I just said that.
That's
just Pete.
You outed him.
You outed the
Carrie.
character.
Yeah.
All right.
well,
Big boy news and Opinnuendo now brought to you by
Smith and Edwards.
the Country Boy Store.
Why not?
They got everything you want if they can find it.
Send him a bill.
We ought to send them a bill, and they'll pay us in RV surplus.
That's right, Snuffy. I mean,
I'm telling you right now, you listen to those ads. It is a crime what is happening.
I'll see if I can get.
I done nuts there for a minute, didn't I? All right.
Edge! I'm killing you, Edge!
From Hell is the longest running morning show in Utah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but I mean, come on. You know, we'll take what we can get. X96.
And we pay that guy.
Well, yes, we do.
We pay that guy.
And I think he's paid for by a fund that all of the other employees here at Broadway
Oh, I
have
see.
put together. because they
hate us.
They like what he does.
Bunch of dicks.
There's a jar on the receptionist's desk, and people
That's what that
periodically
is?
they put money in it,
I
and
thought-
that's to keep the snide comments going.
I thought that was tipping the receptionist.
No, that's not it.
Tipping the reception.
Do you not tip the receptionist?
You've received me so well today.
Thank you for
Thank you.
your reception.
Thanks for
skills
receiving me.
are beyond. All right.
And you're supposed to put $1 in there and say, "Hey, nice reception."
All right, time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote who is the worst. Who of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to boner fight, face off against the winner of round 1, and quite possibly become boner of the day. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Remember, boner means mistake. That's how you vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to the X96 double feature Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th, the final chapter, beginning at 9 p.m. at the Tower Theater. Tomorrow on Friday the 13th, you can get tickets for $10.
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah. Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, they're going to wash it anyway. This is a restaurant in Beijing, China. A kid said to his mother, "I have to go potty."
Okay.
Rather than escort him to the bathroom, she simply gave him a bowl from the restaurant table and told him to go ahead. Go ahead, use this bowl. As you would expect, even in China, ladies and gentlemen, this is not acceptable. The tinkling noise.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see.
The tinkling noise drew the attention and horror of fellow diners.
Yep.
One of whom posted a picture of the incident on Weibo, which is like Google, I guess.
And the mom's on her phone,
adding. Now the woman said, when somebody said, "What are you're letting him pee in a bowl?" She said, "Well, they're going to wash it anyway."
Wow.
After the incident went viral, a local reporter visited the restaurant the next day, where a worker confirmed that what had happened, and also confirmed that, yes, the bowl has been washed. She added that the woman's decision was especially perplexing because the restaurant has a bathroom on every floor, and explained that the woman's, the bowl, he said, "No, we didn't wash the bowl and the utensils. We threw them away."
Good.
Boner candidate number 1, they were going to wash it anyway. Boner candidate number 2, oh, come on, they were just kidding around. A superintendent at a suburban Philadelphia high school says that a black baby doll hanging from a locker room beam with a noose around its neck, or a tie around its neck, was a prank between white and black athletes, and not a hate crime. Kathy Tasher, superintendent of the Coatesville Area School District, says the students will face discipline over this. She says members of the Coatesville Area High School boys cross-country team first put the doll into an open ceiling tile in the locker room. It sat there for several weeks until one student put a tie around its neck and hung it from the ceiling. The superintendent says school officials were concerned that the doll was intended to cause racial intimidation. Now, they interviewed the team members, white and black team members, who all said, well, we were just all kidding around.
It's still not okay.
No.
It's just a joke, Gina. Come on, they're just joking.
Are you going to bring that back to everything today?
Yes, I see no difference. Boner candidate number
He's doubling down.
2, they were just kidding around. Ed Asner was just joking.
No, he was there. Behind him are pictures of Harvey Weinstein and the women that are accusing him. He's there to talk about that.
Which made it even,
He wasn't
which made
really
it totally
asking her
inappropriate.
For a kiss. He was making a point.
Those kids were not really meaning that they were going to lynch someone.
Not the same thing.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up in a minute. Maybe I could do a little yard work.
All right. Big boy news and opinioendo. Then we'll get to boner candidate number 3. News brought to you by.
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Being our resident crime expert,
yes,
Gina, I'm wondering what you think about this. Oklahoma authorities are hoping to solve unsolved killings.
Let me try.
And other cold cases. And here's how they're doing it.
All right.
They're selling decks of playing cards that feature those cases to prisoners. The State Bureau of Investigation and State Department of Correction showcased the cards on Wednesday. You can see them here at x96.com/live.
Murder cards.
Yeah, the decks of cards are reminiscent of those distributed in 2003 to help U.S. troops identify members of Saddam Hussein's government during the Iraq War. Remember, somebody gave us a deck of those. I don't know what happened to them, but we used to have one. Bureau of Investigation Director Stan Florence says similar programs have garnered information that helps solve about 40 homicides.
Really?
The cards are being sold at 6 of the state's approximately 24 prisons. They're $1.42 a pack.
So meaning you might see something that jogs your memory, or I know that guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do there. They're saying there are 27,000 inmates in Florida. If they're playing cards with these murder cards, maybe they'll go,
that's
hey,
cool.
Yeah. So it's a good idea, huh? Police have positively identified human remains found in Mill Creek Canyon as a man who has been missing or was reported missing back in December of last year. Hikers found the remains October 5. Authorities recovered them the next day. Police positively identified the deceased as 24-year-old Blake Richardson. Police suspected that the remains were of Richardson, but didn't make a formal identification until this week. They thought it was him. He was last seen in Mill Creek Canyon. The hikers who encountered him at the time said he didn't seem dressed appropriately for the weather. Remember, this was December.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was asking people for food. So there was obviously something going on there that he was not quite right for whatever reason. So let's see, Ryan Zinke.
Ooh. Yeah.
So he's there have been a lot of members of the Trump cabinet under investigation for using military planes and things like that at taxpayer expense for events that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Now, Zinke seemed to be kind of off the hook on that a little. He said, well, there was this one. There's more.
Yeah.
Zinke attended political fundraisers at a weekend ski getaway and an Alaskan steakhouse while he was supposedly traveling on official business. The cabinet secretary's new travel was revealed by Politico a couple of days ago, and it's just the latest report of Zinke attending political fundraisers while on the government dime.
How's that swamp draining going?
Zinke attended one fundraiser at a ski resort in Big Sky, Montana, the paper said. The event was to help raise money for Republican Senator Steve Daines. Zinke also stopped by a fundraiser for GOP Representative Don Young at a steakhouse in Anchorage. Last week, it was revealed that shortly after he became secretary, Zinke attended a fundraiser in the Virgin Islands where donors paid up to $5,000 for a photo with him.
For a photo?
Yeah,
and he went snorkeling.
This is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
This is.
I'm just wondering who'd pay $5,000 for a picture with Ryan Zinke.
Well, he's a good-looking man. No, not really. More of that. Now, President Trump allegedly told his national security team that he wanted a 10-fold increase in the U.S. nuclear arsenal.
More than one person confirms that he said that.
A request that shocked military officials, and that's what led, according to reports, Secretary of State Tillerson to refer to the president as a moron. Trump made the request during a Pentagon briefing this summer when he was shown data detailing the steady reduction of U.S. nuclear stockpile since the late 60s, and the president indicated he wanted to reverse that trend. NBC News reported that, citing 3 officials who took part in the meeting. Now, I forget which one. Mattis, one of the people at the meeting, I think today or yesterday, said, no, he never said that. So a member of the cabinet said, he did not say that. It's a member of the cabinet who wants to keep his job.
Yes.
Oh, it's what's his name? Who runs the? Who's his chief of staff right
Kelly.
now? Kelly.
Kelly.
It was
General
Kelly.
Kelly? Okay.
It was General Kelly who said, "No, I was there. He didn't say that." But several other people have reported that he said that, and NBC reported it, and of course now Donald Trump, because NBC has reported that, says it's time for the FCC to start looking at NBC's license and maybe take it away if appropriate. There is now a report. This is in Vanity Fair, which is a liberal magazine. It's called "I Hate Everyone."
Yes.
And did you see this?
Yeah.
It's Donald Trump saying, "I hate everyone in the White House. I hate them all."
He's crazy.
He says he doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't like anybody. He doesn't like anybody on his staff. He doesn't like the cabinet members.
Well,
he hates everybody.
It's not too late to quit, sir. Why stay in a situation that you're unhappy with? Lord knows you've gone through enough wives.
Yeah.
You didn't stay in that situation.
What a low blow that was.
You didn't stay in that situation when he was upset and unhappy. So why not?
And then Harvey Weinstein, comedian Seth MacFarlane has talked a little bit more about this.
Well, because he joked about it at the Academy Awards.
2013 Oscars. What he said back then, Seth MacFarlane, he said, "Congratulations to the 5 ladies who've been nominated for Best Actress. You no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein." He said that because he had learned just not too long before that Harvey Weinstein had preyed on his friend Jessica Barth. He said he issued a statement on his Twitter account explaining that the joke research, which resurfaced in the wake of the allegations against Weinstein, he said Barth, who he worked with on the Ted movies, confided that Weinstein had offered to cast her in a film in exchange for a naked massage in his hotel room. It was with that account in mind that when I hosted the Oscars, I couldn't resist the opportunity to take a swing in his direction. He said it came from a place of loathing and anger. You wonder if he had said something more. If he had tried to do something more than that. It's so frustrating to think about this, to think about all of the people who had some knowledge or some inkling of this, or they had heard about it, and nobody ever did anything.
Well, it's like
money.
Yeah, it's like one of the victims said, is at the time he was like the 4th or 5th most powerful person in Hollywood. Plus, he'd sue you into oblivion if you said anything.
Because money.
Because money. And so people were afraid to do anything or say anything.
Yeah.
They...
Yeah, I never said anything when I mentioned that something similar had happened to me, and I never said anything to anybody about it. I don't think I've ever told anybody about it, except yesterday on the radio.
Yeah.
So I never said anything. It's frustrating. All right, and let's see. Do I have anything? I'm trying to see if there's anything a little cheery that I could give you.
I've been dying for cheery.
Until we go into Boner Candidate number 3, which is not cheery in the slightest. Let's see. No, nothing there. No.
No?
No. I don't have anything cheery.
You don't have any cheery?
I don't. I got a Thelonious Monk video I want to watch later, but
no,
that's not for you guys.
No.
Let me see. Come on, there's got to be something here. Yeah, no.
Really?
How about Halloween news bloopers? No. The 5 best and worst states to go trick or treating in.
Oh, here, let me dispel a rumor.
What's the rumor?
Chris Pratt and Amy Poehler are not dating.
They're not.
No. Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
No.
I would like that.
She's too old for him.
Oh, Gina.
True love.
God, you're just such a sexist.
She's too old for him.
No, she's not.
They're good friends. And I have a prediction for who Chris Pratt will end up dating.
Who will
maybe you better write it and put it in an
No,
envelope.
that's what I'm saying. It's already in an envelope.
It is in an envelope.
Sealed, dated envelope.
Okay.
And do you know what it doesn't say? Amy Poehler.
It does not say Amy Poehler. All right.
It better say Jennifer Lawrence, because that's what's going to happen. All right, weather, traffic, whatever.
Weather, traffic, whatever. Let's see. Cooler today, 59 for a high. It will be sunny later on. Traffic, we are having some issues. Friends of the program are upset about a crash northbound I-215 35th South. Right lanes are closed there. Crash northbound I-15. This is just north of Center Street in Utah County. And those are the only accidents being reported, but both of those are causing some significant slowage. Brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Maybe I could do a little yard work. A Florida teen allegedly raped his neighbor at knife point while wearing a mask, and then said, I'm really sorry about this. Maybe I could make up for it by doing a little yard work or fixing up something around your house. Timothy Allen Walding, 18, being held without bond in the Palm Beach County Jail on charges of 3 counts of sexual assault with a weapon, single count of burglary, false imprisonment. After breaking into the woman's home as she slept, he put a knife to her throat, tied her up, had his way with her. When she Afterwards, Walden stayed at the woman's home and insisted to her that she knew him, according to an arrest affidavit. At some point, the woman realized, oh, it's this guy who lives nearby. He eventually untied her, let her leave her home to go smoke a cigarette, and then said to her, you really should deadbolt your door because I didn't want to do this.
Oh,
I had to.
You had to because of the deadbolt.
It's your fault.
If the deadbolt had been, I would have not have done it. And listen, I'd like to make it up to you. Maybe I could do a little yard work.
Or
something.
Tried to make it right.
Yeah, he really
do a little
really
yard
did.
work. Really?
The woman went into the house and he left, called the police, said, this guy down.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do a little yard work. Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, they were going to wash it anyway. It's a woman in China letting her kid pee in a bowl at a restaurant. A lot of other people around eating dinner going, ew. She said, oh, what's the big deal? They're going to wash that bowl anyway. Boner candidate number 2, they were just kidding around. Some members of the track team at a Philadelphia school, I think it was Philadelphia, and they hung a black doll by a noose at a high school locker room. It was just a prank. They were just kidding around. And boner candidate number 3, maybe I could do a little yard work.
All right. Let's get to voting. This is round 2. You've got to decide which of these 3 is the worst. Which of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it has a 50-50 chance in boner fight, which happens at 9:25. So choose wisely. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put it in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Looks like Nick is taking the votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Round 2, October 12th. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 2 of the boner voting.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! once again, we join our missionaries as they orbit a small planet.
Hey, Lehigh, my sensors are picking up a distress signal from a small craft on the surface.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Well, there's nothing else in this sector for parsecs. You know, we better land and see if they need some help.
Well, according to my tricorder, it should be right over there.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Well, that's odd.
What?
Well, it's just not often you find a spaceship made out of cardboard and held together with masking tape, staples, and paper clips.
Well, it's a good thing we came along. I'll bet they need our help. Oh, looky there. It's a guy in a spacesuit. Excuse me, sir.
Halt! Identify yourselves.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
Elders, sounds important. I'm Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, well, you know, we represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Mormons?
And we was wondering if we could offer you some assistance.
Yeah, looks like your craft could use some work. Why don't you let me take a look at that, huh?
Get back!
Oh, look out, Budge. He's got a...
looks like a little blinking red light on his wrist.
I have got to get someone at Space Command to look at this thing.
Hey, where are you headed, Buzz?
To infinity and beyond.
Ooh, sounds like fun. That's a nice spacesuit you got there. Hey, what do these buttons do?
Please, don't push the buttons on the suits.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
Wow.
I told you not to press the buttons on the suit.
Oh, hey, that's cool. And this one... Wow, wings!
Yeah, I can fly. Will you leave the suit alone?
Well, looks like your ship is all ready to go. All you needed was a little duct tape to hold the vertical stabilizers in place.
I am forever in your debt.
Hey, listen, you want me to take a look at that little blinking red light laser device while we're here?
No, your companion has done enough fiddling with my equipment for one day.
Well, would you be interested in learning more about the teachings of our prophet, Joseph Smith?
Not today. It takes a long time to get to infinity, and then more to go beyond. I'd better get going. Nice meeting you.
Well, bye, Buzz.
Bye. Will Butch and Lehigh ever get anyone to listen to the first discussion? Will Buzz Lightyear make it to infinity, let alone beyond? Will Butch's duct tape repair job hold Buzz's ship together? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... Oh, it's a shame we couldn't convince him to convert.
Well, I doubt that action figure toys could count as converts, and I don't think action figures can hold the priesthood. Besides, I'd have to reprogram his voice chip in order to allow him to give the opening prayer.
On the next leg-shaving episode of Space Elders!
Time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
Round 2 of Boner Voting is brought to you in part by some slaw.
Some slaw?
Slaw. I had a Cuban sandwich, and then I had some slaw.
Nice.
And Anime Bonsai, Utah's premier cosplay and Japanese comic culture event, returning October 20th through the 22nd at the Davis Convention Center. Get your tickets and full lineup at animebonsai.org.
Boner candidate number 1, my favorite candidate. Well, they were going to wash it anyway.
Sorry,
the woman.
Sorry, it happens.
It happens. Yeah. It's okay. All of us. It happens to all of us. They were going to wash it anyway. It's a woman in a restaurant in China, and she lets her little kid pee in a bowl instead of go to the restroom, and everybody's going, why you? Oh, that's disgusting. And she said, oh, settle down, people. They're going to wash this bowl anyway. Boner candidate number 2, they were just kidding around. A black doll hung by a noose in a high school locker room. It was just a prank, the school said, because all of the kids on the cross-country team, the black kids and the white kids, said, well, we all just kind of did it together as a joke. And Boner candidate number 3, maybe I could just do a little yard work for you. It's a kid in Florida raping his neighbor and then saying, maybe I'll make it up for you by doing a little yard work. Huh? What do you think? William won.
William
won. What were we giving away there? Tickets to the double feature.
The double feature at the Tower, the Friday the 13th double feature.
Is that tomorrow?
It is, and it's $10 to see both of them. It's a Halloweeny thing to do.
Part 1 and part 2.
No, it's
right?
no.
No?
It's the first one and the last one.
Oh, it's the first and last. Okay. And not the last, really. Just the most recent.
It's called the final chapter.
Yeah, but, you know.
He can't be killed.
No. Let's see.
He's got a game coming out.
He's got a game.
Yeah.
The winner, Boner candidate number 3, maybe I could just do a little yard work.
There you go. All right, that one will now go forward to face off the winner of round 1. In Boner Fight, it has a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. Boner Fight happens at 9:25.
Yeah. So we got this. So we've been talking and kicking around the idea of doing a daily report card for the Radio from Hell show, the Radio from Hell report card. And boy, Jennifer Nozawa, she's smart.
She just took it and ran with it.
She just put together a report card. And
we're in school, like how she would grade
probably, yeah,
a school report.
So here's how she did it.
You can see it, by the way, at Radio from Hell Facebook page and Twitter, and on x96.com/live. We're going to put it up.
There we go.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to appeal a couple of these grades. So that she rated the show yesterday, and I guess she watched or listened to the whole thing. And here's how she did it. So there's a whole point system. So each feature that she talks about gets a certain number of points or has a certain number of points assigned to it, and then she says, here's how many points you actually get. So, for instance, check-ins, that's a 5-point feature at the beginning of the show. And then she breaks that down into caller engagement and stated level of effort.
Because that varies day to day.
So we fulfilled our caller engagement numbers, but we came in.
We didn't get any points for our stated level of effort.
No effort.
So we only got 3 out of the 5 points possible for check-ins. The next thing she talks about is the news, and as I look at this, it's the news collectively, all the news we do during the show.
So there's a 35-point potential.
And here's how she breaks it down. Stories for Gina, 5 points. Well, for some reason, we didn't get any points for that.
She didn't like the stories.
Well, I don't.
I can't.
Do you remember any of them yet from yesterday? I can't have been 0. And then local news, 10 points possible for that. We got 10 points. And then national news, 10 points possible for that. We got 10 points. And opinioendo, 10 out of 10. We got 10.
Yeah.
So the only thing that fell down there were stories for Gina. So we got 30 out of 35 points. So this is all going to add up to 100 eventually, or less than 100 now. Boner of the day, 25 points possible. Round 1, 10 out of 10. Round 2, 10 out of 10. Boner Dome, the final 5 out of 5. All the points.
So 25. We got 25 points. Great.
Yeah. Now, features of the day. Yesterday was Things That Must Go and Hello, Yeah, What? It's 10 points possible.
Mm-hmm.
We got 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Okay. Personal stories. Now I want to take exception to this. 15 points possible. We only got 2.
Did we not have a lot of personal stories yesterday?
I revealed yesterday that I had been sexually harassed as a young actor in New York. Is that not it was a devastating personal story to me.
Well, I wonder if she put that in either a pinuendo or
news.
News, I wonder.
That probably was part of the news.
I wonder if that's where she scored you.
I don't know.
Because there was high scores on a pinuendo and news, so maybe that's where she put the points. But
I don't know.
Technically, that is a personal story.
Yeah.
Even though it is.
Yeah, that's right. We did it in the news.
It was,
I bet that's where that
Maybe that's
came.
what she did. Okay.
All right. So we only got 2 out of 15 possible points in personal stories. Live guest. It was Corey O'Brien yesterday. She gave him 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Bickering. 5 points.
I like that we're being graded on bickering.
5 points possible for bickering, and we didn't bicker enough.
Or is it
too much?
Is it too much bickering?
I don't know. We'd have to ask
Is
Jennifer.
bickering a positive or a negative?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure of.
I think it's a positive, but it's only a 5-point positive. So 2 out of 5.
So the overall score was 76 out of 100 points.
Yeah. Now, she does offer extra credit if we want to try and bring our score up.
Always go for the extra credit.
And so here are the extra credit things that she offers, and here's how we did on that. So if we do the People Love Lists, we can get extra credit for that. We didn't do any, so we didn't get any points.
No.
Public service announcements.
We get points for those?
5 points, and we got 5 out of 5 because of the natural gas leak.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, that was a public service moment. Fart jokes and poop chat.
Nope.
5 points possible. We didn't extra
Nothing.
credit.
None
We didn't do any. Emails of interest. 5 points possible. We only got 3 for some reason.
I think it's because
Jennifer's
okay.
she's a tough grade. She is a college person.
That's true.
She's at the University of Utah.
All right.
Potty break song premiere.
We didn't have a potty break song.
So no points, no extra credit points. Puppy and kitty stories, we didn't do any, so
None.
no extra credit points. And then NPR names. Gina did that horrible one, Chunky Sweater.
I'm Chunky Fall Sweater.
And she gave her 2
She
points.
gave you 2 points.
Two points for that.
2 points for that. I think that we probably shouldn't have.
I like Chunky Fall Sweater.
So with extra credit, our total score ends up being 86 out of 100, which is a B plus. No, it's a B. So we only did a B yesterday. I'm not going to be satisfied until we do an A-list show every day.
I have a quick puppy story.
Oh,
just quick.
For extra credit.
Just quick.
For extra credit.
Riley, the Wonder Dog, she's chewing on everything because she's a puppy, you know. And I usually try to stop her and replace it with like a chew toy or something.
All right.
And yesterday I got a package from Amazon, and I brought it inside and set it by the door, and I went in the kitchen, and I hear her gnawing on something, which usually sends me running, and she was chewing on the Amazon box, and I sat there a minute, and I thought, yeah, I need to open it anyway. I'll just let her.
You're setting a precedent.
Shouldn't do that.
You're setting a precedent. That
She
means
seemed happy.
Let me ask you, if that had been one of your children chewing on the Amazon box, how would you have handled that?
Well, I'll
you
stop
need to
her
open it
before
up.
she gets to the contents inside.
You're setting a precedent. That means that the next time there's a box on the floor, she's going to feel entitled, and Christmas is coming.
You have to,
that's right.
You have to tap her on the nose with a newspaper and say, "Bad girl."
No.
See, I learned
You're
this.
right,
I
with
learned this the
Christmas.
hard
I didn't
way.
think about Christmas.
I learned this the hard way with Artie because he loved it when I took the junk mail and threw it on the floor. And he would just, and you'd rip through it and throw it in the air.
Yeah,
and
that's fun.
And so now then when mail falls on the floor or papers fall on the
thinks
floor, it's again. So you
I
have
did
set
a
a
bad
precedent.
thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, I used to think it was funny that my cat, the big fat one, Mr. Fluffy Pants, if I leave, so I have a mail slot in the door, so it just the mail comes right into the house onto the floor, and he always likes to run and look at the mail when he hears the mail.
Anything for me?
Yeah, but if I put a piece of mail to go out to the postman, I have to balance it in there and kind of pull the door down, and it's a little precarious. He goes up and he likes to bat it out onto the front porch. So at first I thought that was cute, but no, it's not cute anymore. So listen, if you want to access a Radio from Hell report card, We're going to make that available to anybody who wants one to fill it out.
Just go to our Facebook page and Twitter page.
Yeah, and I think there are some plans afoot for Jennifer and Dr. Paul White and some other people to maybe do a grade of the show.
Yeah, make a blank one for us.
Yeah, that's
what we need.
Yeah, that's what there's a blank one being made available.
All right, good.
Okay, we've got a crash northbound I-15 in Provo. It's over to the right shoulder. Plenty of lanes are available, so no slowing past Center Street exit, so that's good news. Let's see, we have crash northbound I-215, 35th South. Right lanes are closed there. That's traffic brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bring in the advertised price from another business, and Bad Apple will beat it. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
You know what we should get extra credit for?
What?
How seamlessly we transition into talking about our sponsors like Mattress Firm. Pretty good, huh?
Pretty good.
Their fall asleep sale, get it? See, it's fall. It's a fall sale, and they want you to be able to fall asleep even faster. Mattress Firm is offering a really incredible deal. This is when you buy a Beauty Rest world-class mattress, you'll get another mattress for 50% off. So one for your room and one for another room of the house.
One of your kids or a guest room?
Well, yeah, you got the guests coming for the holidays. So.
Listen, don't wait any longer. Go to Mattress Firm. You'll find your perfect mattress. You will. Plus, don't pay a cent of interest because you'll get 0% APR for 5 years. That's 60 months of sleeping interest-free on their mattresses. So call 1-866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms subject to credit approval. Great deals like the Beauty Rest Firm Queen mattress for $399.99, a Serta Memory Foam Queen mattress for $474.99. These people are mattress experts. They're all over the place. You'll find a store very near you if you just go to mattressfirm.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day. This is
Somebody sent a picture, tweeted a picture of. I was talking earlier about my strange gum obsession when I was a little kid, and I liked to get under the tables at restaurants, and I would take gum from under the table, already chewed gum, and I would chew it. And I also liked the way the gum looked underneath the table, the restaurant table. It was pretty. It was kind of like a abstract art. And somebody sent a picture, Kara Jane Prower sent this picture of this gum wall.
I've seen the gum wall.
Well, and I was going to say, why didn't you bring this up? Because I remember you talking about this. It's in Portland.
Like a whole alleyway that's just covered in gum.
Yeah.
It just I don't know how it started.
Didn't occur to you to bring that up when we were talking about it before.
No, I forgot about it until she.
Is this the one? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. It is like an entire alleyway. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
You would love it. You should make a pilgrimage.
So this shows you why I thought that looked so cool when I was a kid.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We get a picture frame. No picture. And we set it up somewhere, and every morning you put your gum there.
Well, it's just the same kind of gum all the time.
Then there's the challenge. You'll have to switch up gums.
I'm sorry, it's Seattle. It's not
Seattle.
It's Seattle.
Okay. Maybe we should have a gum. I think this is a good idea. Let's have a gum picture frame in here and invite guests when they come here if they're chewing gum, or let's just say. Anytime Richie invites a guest to come to the studio, say, and we'd like you to be chewing gum to add to our gum frame.
Yeah.
And we'll make a piece of gum art.
Yeah, but then are you going to be tempted to...
No, I'm over that. I'm over that obsession where
you won't try to pull the gum off and eat it. No.
But I think it'd be nice to have a piece of gum art.
What color of gum is this? Not even aware. It's blue. Okay, so my contributions would be blue.
Well, does it stay blue after you're done chewing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gum is it?
Orbit. You like the Orbit?
That 5 gum?
Oh, 5.
No, I only bought Orbit because it was at Costco.
Yeah, that's why.
And now they carry the 5 gum.
I chew the Orbit that I get it at Costco.
And this is cobalt flavored. I have no
Wow.
idea what that is.
What
but,
does a cobalt taste like?
Minty.
See, there's the gum I was chewing.
That's
earlier.
kind
It's kind
of green, but not
pale,
really.
pale green.
Yeah.
Pale green. Smells so good.
All right, there you go.
Gum fetishist.
So yeah, is there some? Well, you're kind of handy, Carrie. Maybe you could make the frame.
I'm busy.
Carrie's redoing his house.
I'm busy with the basement thing.
I gotta go pee.
No, it
so
didn't.
no, it didn't.
No.
But it forced you to think about me yesterday, even when you didn't want to. I entered your consciousness.
You know, you do anyway because you retweet and things so much, and I'm going to have to block your notifications because 90% of the time when my phone goes bing, that means somebody that I know has either retweeted or made a comment or something. It's 90%. I'm going to. I'm going to turn the notifications for you off because it's you 90% of the time.
Something I thought you would enjoy.
You said no, but here's what it is. You are an over retweeter. You retweet and retweet and retweet.
If I think somebody would enjoy something, I retweet it. You're welcome.
So yesterday, for example,
Like-
she 4 times.
Yeah, like the Utah Jazz winning the playoff game. Like nobody would know that if you didn't retweet it. It's not necessary. So that's
You tweet the way you tweet, which is not enough, and I will tweet.
you
the
know
way
what?
I tweet.
I tweet a lot. I just make sure that almost none of it's directed toward you.
You don't tweet a lot.
I do too.
Bill, for example, 2 times yesterday. 1 for himself and 1 retweet.
Yeah, I tweet plenty. Listen. I'll go through your tweets if you want. You want to see how many things you do.
On Thursday, he did 5 retweets.
Well,
Yeah.
here she
tweet
is,
about
letting
twice as much
everybody
as
know
you.
who won the Real Salt Lake game
Yes.
because that's the only way anybody could find out.
That's not the only reason to tweet something. Perhaps I am happy they won, and
You
I am
retweeted it.
tweeting my support.
You're retweeting it to everybody who already knows.
Not necessarily. Park and a bunch of Lincoln Park's friends. It's way sold out, impossible to get tickets, but you might win a flyaway from us.
To go see it.
To go see it. Now, to qualify for that, I'm going to give you a keyword, and you're going to text it to 33986. If you're the 96th texter of that keyword, you'll win tickets to see Walk the Moon. They're coming to the complex Monday, February 19th for the Press Restart Tour. Tickets are on sale at thecomplexslc.com. So you'll get those tickets, and then you'll be qualified for the flyaway to the Lincoln Park Chester Bennington tribute. Keyword is moon. I am not spelling that for you.
Oh, I will. M-O-O. Is there another O in there? No. Okay, just M-O-O-N.
Actually, that's one of my favorite things from Stephen King's book. M-O-O-N spells Lincoln Park. It's a thing from the stand. 33986 is your
thank you
text line.
Now we're really pleased to welcome to these microphones Tyler Peterson and Kaylin Richardson, and they are performers, skiers. Skiers and performers.
Athletes, Bill.
I like to think we're performers.
Yeah, performer, skier, athletes. See, you can correct me, Gina, but then she said,
Yeah, she's
no, we're
being
performers.
nice to you. I don't have to be nice to you.
You perform in these Warren Miller films, really, don't you?
Totally, yep.
Yeah. This new Warren Miller film, 68th year of Warren Miller films.
Is that the longest running film festival?
Yeah, probably.
I think it might be.
Film series?
Film series? It might be.
The new one is called, it's called Volkswagen Presents.
That's important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Volkswagen Presents Warren Miller's Line of Descent. Now, Ty is, he skis out of Alta and Snowbird mostly, right?
That's right.
And Kaylin out of Deer Valley. And they both have nicknames. Can you guess what Tyler's nickname is?
Ty.
Good.
You win a prize.
Very good. Now, can you guess what Kaylin's nickname or nicknames are?
Well, it's radio, so they can't really. There might be some sort of, a hint, but
It's K Dog.
it is true.
Yeah. Or K Rich, like Richardson. Or now I don't K Dizzle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a child of the '90s. You know, it is with Snoop Dogg and whatnot. You know.
So I would just say cadizzle.
There you go. I mean, I'll kind of take whatever. Like if we make eye contact and it's meaningful, I'll really answer to anything.
Okay. So talk a little bit about it's Line of Descent. Talk about what each of you do in this Warren Miller film. Ty.
You know, we went to Silverton, Colorado. It was a good experience. I don't know if anybody's ever been there.
I
but
have
it's,
not.
It's like
I've been well, no, I have. So that's up by where the film Telluride and up in there.
Yeah.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, the San Juan Mountains.
I have been there. Yeah.
Just there isn't a new building.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Place. It's
There's a
super
train.
old. There's a train.
Yeah.
It's totally haunted.
And what kind of skiing are you doing there?
You know, powder, soft snow, steep mountains. Got to ride in a helicopter. That was pretty cool.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
And everything was safe and above right.
Everything was safe. Yeah. We try to stay safe, especially in Colorado. You stay especially safe with the dispensaries there.
And Cadizzle, yes, with the dispensaries. I got Cadizzle or Ms. Richardson. What did you do?
I was actually way above the Arctic Circle in Norway in the Lingen Alps, and it's this very magical place. And we actually went it's pretty much everywhere I traveled last season, I brought the powder with me, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. But we were there for a little over 2 weeks, and I think that we saw the tops of the peaks for maybe like a day and a half, 2 days. So it was definitely a storm type of scenario, but I was with a great crew, and I love going to Norway. It's my heritage. You know, I'm kind of a Viking, and it's like I go back to my hinterland.
You wear one of those helmets with the horns on it ever?
I'm from Minnesota, so I have to say I actually do have a Vikings helmet with the horns. And
I want to see a ski helmet with the horns. You need to get one of those.
You're right. That's
Next
not,
film.
I mean,
Next
think
film.
of how many fans I'd have. It'd be like my trademark. When I was tree skiing, I'd have to be very, very aware of it.
Yes. So Line of Descent, and it's at it's at Bravenel Hall, right? What's the what are the dates and times and stuff? Which one of you want to do that?
Well, on Friday and Saturday, Friday's the big world premiere, and it's at 7:30. And then on Saturday, also at a Bravenel, I think that it's 2 showings, and I believe 6 and 9 p.m. And I think that you can still potentially get tickets, maybe not on the world premiere on Friday, but on Saturday, I believe that there are still some tickets available. And maybe on Friday, definitely check it out. And I think even if you went to the box office on the day of, there's going to be vendors. Ty and I are going to be there. We're vocal athletes. We'll be signing some posters. I'm in the Helly Hansen segment, so I've got like 2 killer posters this year. I'm really psyched about it. And then, of course, the tour goes all season. So if you don't hit the Salt Lake City premieres next week, Orem has 3 days of premieres. Then Park Cities next weekend if you want to go up at the Eccles Center at the high school up there, and then even Ogden. So it's traveling all around Utah.
Ogden.
Even Ogden.
Even Ogden, my hometown.
No, you get to go to Ogden.
That's right.
That's what
That's
Bill
exactly
says.
right. It's Warren Miller, Line of Descent. You can probably get tickets for the Saturday one. I know my brother-in-law, though, bought his tickets weeks ago, and he said, you have to buy them early. Thanks a lot, you guys. It's Tyler Peterson and Kaylin Richardson, Ty and Cadizzle.
All right.
You'll see them in the movie. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, you guys.
See you
Good
out
luck
there.
with your premiere. That'll be fun. We got to tell you about Zero Res. If you're cleaning the red carpet for a premiere.
You got to get it all nice and tidied up.
I guess they would do that.
Sure. They'll do. Well, you've had them actually take rugs out of your home to clean them if you don't like Bill has a lot of hardwood floors.
Yeah, but I have some old kind of like Persian style rugs and things like that, and they're very old and delicate, and they said, we'll take those and clean them. So Zero Res, the holiday's right around the corner, and you'll be scheduling family photos, planning your dinners, and prepping your house for parties. So get the carpets clean for the guests to come over.
Not just carpets. You can get your tile clean. I had them come recently and reseal the countertops in my kitchen.
So through the holidays, make sure everything's clean. And Zero Res is also starting their 2nd annual Pink Booties campaign. This is at the end of the month. Zero Res will make a donation to the American Cancer Society, and the guys that come to your house will be wearing, instead of just the regular ones, they'll wear pink booties. So call Zero Res, mention us, you'll get $33 per room. Some restrictions apply. Call and make an appointment today, 801-2880. That's Zero Res.
X96 wants to send you to see Lincoln Park and Friends celebrate life.
No, it
so
didn't.
no, it didn't.
No.
But it forced you to think about me yesterday, even when you didn't want to. I entered your consciousness.
You know, you do anyway because you retweet things so much, and I'm going to have to block your notifications because 90% of the time when my phone goes ding, that means somebody that I know has either retweeted or made a comment.
X96.
All right. 9:25 is when we have Boner Fight. But right now, a little bit of news.
Little bit of news brought to you by the Downtown Farmers Market. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in historic Pioneer Park. Enjoy Saturday in the park while shopping from local vendors. Get details at slcfarmersmarket.org.
Well, I don't know where to start. I was, Dylan, I don't know. Please, if you could get this, I'm just going to pop this story up here really quick. This is the story of the police in New York are looking for a serial subway masturbator, and I just wanted you to see his mugshot.
Oh, he's got a mugshot.
Well, not a mugshot. I don't know where they got the photo, but I want you to know this is the face. I want you to. Is this the face really of a serial masturbator? But I don't know if Dylan's got the picture or not. You find
Because right now I'm looking at you, Bill. So the answer to that question is yes.
Really?
No, the camera's on you.
Camera's on you.
Really? So looking at me, you would say yes. That I would go around the New York subway system.
Oh, not New York. Oh, New York. No, you. That's too far away.
Maybe the London subway system.
Well, it's easier to use.
What subway system would I masturbate in?
There we go.
He looks like a Bond villain.
He does.
I think he looks like a serial masturbator.
He's got the pointy, dark beard.
He's got the evil Spock beard, and he's bald. Yeah.
I'm just interested to know, Gina, that's what you would say of me.
You seem awfully defensive.
X96.com/live.
No, I'm hurt and shocked. In a revelation that shocked lawmakers, the companies running the state of Kansas's foster care system said Tuesday 70 foster children are missing.
Well,
70?
70.
Well, let's look under the couch cushions.
Lawmakers were furious that Phyllis Gilmore, Secretary of the Kansas Department for Children and Families, appeared unaware that 3 sisters have been missing from a Northeast Kansas foster home since August 26th. Senator Laura Kennedy, a Topeka Democrat, told a Child Welfare Task Force meeting that when she asked ECF about the missing children on Tuesday, the agency said, "What? There are 3 girls missing? What?" They've done more of an investigation now. Now, by missing... Now, they don't know where these 3 girls are specifically, and 70 missing. What they mean is...
They've moved and not kept track of them?
Yeah, they have not done good record keeping.
Well, Lindsay thinks we should be checking all the corn mazes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh.
I'd check that crazy corn maze for sure. Mandalay Bay staffers, it has been revealed, did not call Las Vegas police until after Stephen Paddock started his mass shooting spree. So what does that mean? That means that their security guard had been shot by Mr. Paddock, and they didn't call the cops. An anonymous source who has reviewed the records told ABC's World News Tonight that employees initially refused to alert authorities, even after security guard Jesus Campos took a bullet to the leg. Campos reportedly alerted his superiors and informed them about Paddock after being shot by him, but nobody called the cops.
Why would that be?
Because that's the way you do it in Las Vegas. You keep things in-house as tight as much as you can. In addition, security staffers failed to notify police when Mandalay Bay maintenance engineer Stephen Schuck told them that he too was being shot at. Call the police. Someone's firing a gun up here. Someone is firing a rifle on the 32nd floor down the hallway, Schuck can be heard saying. The engineer reportedly radioed his employer, letting them know what was happening, what room Paddock was in, and after being asked by the hotel to do so, yet nobody did anything. According to an ABC source, hotel staff did not inform authorities about Paddock until he began killing concertgoers. I really think that's what it is that they try to keep things in-house as much as possible. You don't want trouble.
Because they don't...
The cops come storming in there, it's going to harsh all the gamblers mellow.
That's a point.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. They're in the business of keeping everybody happy and gambling.
Focused on your screen or your cards.
And if a SWAT team comes storming through the casino, well, that's going to kind of rile things up. This will be used as evidence in several lawsuits.
Yes.
I can guarantee it. You know, Steve Bannon made a hell of a lot of money working with Harvey Weinstein. Several Democratic politicians, including Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, have disowned Weinstein. They've been giving money that Weinstein donated to them, to their campaigns. They've been giving it to charities. But the former chief strategist, Donald Trump, partnered with the Weinstein Company in 2005, according to the Associated Press. And, in fact, it owned a 70% stake in Bannon's now defunct Genius Products, which distributed DVDs and VHS tapes. Just so you know. And then finally this.
Yes.
Samantha Bee.
Sam B, we love Sam B.
Has sage advice for men who are worried about being accused of sexual harassment. The whole Harvey Weinstein thing gets even more gross, but for the dudes out there struggling with how they can avoid being accused of harassment, Samantha Bee is here to help. She says it's really simple. Every day I wake up, I get dressed, I take the subway to work, and then I don't masturbate in front of anyone. Next time you get the urge to do that, just ask yourself, get the urge to masturbate, am I in front of an employee or a colleague?
Just take a minute.
And if the answer is yes, then just don't. Don't masturbate. And don't send people pictures of your junk. That's how you avoid it.
Easy.
All
right. It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right.
Here we go. We have the two winners of the rounds. Round one winner was You Must Stop Digging Up Dad.
I like this one.
This is a woman heading to prison for digging up a dad's grave. again. She dug it up a couple of years ago, dug into his grave. She felt she'd been cheated by his will. She knew there was a real will somewhere, and so she thought it might be in the grave. She's obviously got mental problems. She went to prison. She got out of prison. She went to dig up Dad's grave again. And boner candidate number 2, winner from the second round, maybe I could do a little yard work. A kid who allegedly raped his neighbor then offered to do yard work or household chores to make up for the assault. There they are.
There you go. You've got to decide which of these two is the worst. Which one of these two deserves to be boner of the day? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. It's one way to vote. Most people vote that way. You can call. Use your voice, 877-602-9696. Vote. Or you can go to the website, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, October 12, and vote there. If you do not see that box, refresh. It should appear. Less than 300 seconds. You got 4.5 minutes, actually, so here it is. Boner of the day. Let's go. It's Boner Fight.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
My question is, and this is for you parents, is I didn't know that they still did these.
Oh, yeah.
The daddy-daughter
Mhm.
dance,
Mhm.
and there's a mommy-son dance.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know they still did these.
Yeah.
These seem
No, they're sweet.
creepy.
No, they're sweet. They're really
No,
I
it's
don't know.
just-
You're not watching Bates Motel with me.
That's your problem. You're skewed. You're skewed with the Bates family.
Well, they're I mean, they're
Because
just
Carrie,
meant to
that's all
be-
that is
Tell
is
me
a dance.
Well, tell me what they
They're-
what
I mean,
what is it?
It's
Tell
just
me.
meant to be. It's meant to be an evening where father and daughter, who may not necessarily interact all the time, because the dad's at work and it's the mom who takes care of things, and so it's just so they just go to the dance, and there's punch and cookies.
It's cute.
And-
You get dressed up, and it's a nice.
Why do you think it's
evening out.
creepy?
You don't think it sends a weird message?
No.
No.
Because you do the exact same activity with a boy. You know, the boy you're dating. It's the exact same activity, the prom, right?
Well, except it's
or the
except
harvest
there's
dance.
Except
or
there's a
whatever.
different intent.
And this is no different than
No, there's a different intent. If you're taking a girl to the prom, you'll want to after the prom get with her in the back seat of the car,
Oh.
and in the daddy-daughter dance, that never would even occur to you.
Well,
I mean, really.
No, Carrie. Okay, do you think this is cute?
All right.
When dads that have little girls and the little girl wants to have a little tea party, and she invites daddy to the tea party, and they say
That's. I'm not getting
Well,
laid
kids-
at the end of a tea party.
Kids shouldn't be.
Well, it doesn't have to go there. It's
Well,
just
then,
nice.
but that's what the dance is all
see,
about.
That's what's in Carrie's mind.
See, anytime I went to a high school dance, my goal at the end was to at least make out.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, Carrie, I went to lots of dances where that never happened.
Gina, that's you.
a bad example.
Gina, that's you. You're a bad
I
example.
just went to dances where it was just about the dance, and
no,
we went out to dinner, and that was the end of it.
Gina, the guy you were with, that was not what it was all
Not
about.
all guys think
Yes.
that way. Any
Yes,
dance
they do.
ever. That's
Ye-
the
yes.
purpose of
Yes.
going to a dance.
Yes.
No.
Okay, you see my point about the daddy-daughter.
No, because daddy's it's a daddy. It's not. It's the kid's dad, not
okay,
a
well,
date.
The real reason we should stop doing the daddy-daughter and the mommy-son
Yeah.
is because this is the age of Disney. At least one of the parents are dead or divorced or something.
Radio from Hell.
So what were the circumstances around Clooney hitting Nora Dunn with an apple? He just did it?
He put what on like a car antenna and pulled it back and let it go.
Launched it.
He didn't think it was going to hit her.
Oh, so he wasn't aiming.
No.
Okay.
It was an accident, sort of.
All right.
It was an accident while he was being dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boing.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's time to award your boner.
Oh, yeah. And this morning's boner brought to you in part by a very nice Cuban sandwich and a nice slaw.
And Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
So boner candidate number 1 was You Must Stop Digging Up Dad. That was the woman who dug up her father's grave looking for a will that she was sure was there because she didn't like the will that they found or that was presented. So, and then she went to prison for it, and part of her parole stipulated, we'll let you out of prison, but you've got to promise not to dig up your dad again. But she did. She went and dug him up again. And boner candidate number 2, maybe I could do a little yard work. A kid who raped his neighbor, then offered to do yard work to make up for it. Maybe I could do some yard work and some household chores and stuff to make up for it, huh? Think? I have no idea who won. Nobody has sent me anything.
All right.
No? He says 1 minute.
It's tension.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then I'll amp the tension.
Yeah.
With the fight music.
They're still fighting it out.
People keep
Coming
asking
down
what
to
this.
the wire.
People keep asking what this music is, and it's the classic Star Trek. Whenever there was a fight, this was the music that they used
every time.
They're still fighting.
Save money that way. Here we go.
Yes.
The winner by a large margin. Boner candidate number 2. Maybe I could do a little yard work.
Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, I got really excited when I saw this because I love wine.
And because you're a simple person.
I love wine, and I love John C. Reilly. I'm sort of attracted to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
a little bit.
Now, are you attracted to John C. Reilly, or are you attracted to Dr. Steve
Well,
Brule?
Dr. Steve Brule.
His alter ego, Dr. Steve Brule.
And we played Dr. Steve on our show. It's from Tim and Eric.
And we've played this bit.
I think you should play it.
Should I just
again.
play it and then we read the story about it?
Yeah,
okay, here we go.
And now the only married news team in the Tri-County area, Jan and Wayne Schuyler, with special news correspondent Dr. Steve Brule.
I love all kinds of drinks, and especially wine.
Well, that makes one of us because I can't even get near the stuff because of my interior rash. And red wine is the worst for my sores.
I didn't know that. Jan?
Well...
Why didn't you say something when I poured you a glass last night?
Because I sit with it. Oh, what a treat. We've got a very special guest. Dr. Steve Brule is up in wine country. He's going to show us a thing or two about the differences between different kinds of wine.
Steve? Hey, Jenny. Hey, Wayne. I don't even like wine, but guess what? You're going to like it. I need some cheese.
Steve, what kind of wine is that you're drinking? I can't see, hon.
Sweet berry wine! Supposed to spit it out. But no way, Jose, am I spitting this stuff out? It tastes like fruit. Wine was invented by the Romans for orgies. And orgies are not too much fun if no one wants to do with you.
Mike, you want to check on Steve real quick?
Tell him how it tastes, Steve. All right, let's do it.
Steve?
Steve, are you okay over there?
There's all kinds of other wines. Peanut Nor. They got all different kinds, and that's how she rolls. I'm Dr. Steve Brule.
What does he do, fall down? Does he fall?
No, he pulls the thing up and...
Jenny!
So,
well, Eric Wareheim.
By the way, I've never seen that. I just clicked on the video just now to see Jan Schuyler. God, that's really weird.
So Eric Wareheim has a wine
winery?
venture.
He bought a winery.
And they are making
Dr. Steve Brule?
Sweet berry wine, and it's got Dr. Steve, and I think Dylan has a picture of the label.
Oh, there it is.
It's There's like the label.
X96.com/live.
It's like a watercolor of Dr. Steve Brule.
Sweet
I don't
berry
know that
wine.
you'd want to drink.
I will buy that and drink it proudly.
Sweet berry
wine.
I love this picture on the story here of John C. Reilly as Dr. Steve Brule. He looks so cool.
It says
with the frizzy hair.
Oh, yeah.
It says it does taste like fruit, but you're not going to want to spit it out. It's juicy, fruity, spicy, and serious at the same time. It's a real wine.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad he got it.
Sweet berry.
Now watch, our liquor stores won't get it here.
He, John C. Reilly, is, I've heard him, some people attempt to interview him.
Yeah.
And he is a little like Steve Brule. He's pretty obtuse about everything.
He doesn't like to be interviewed. Well, he doesn't like to be asked personal questions.
He doesn't like to talk about acting either.
Yeah.
How do you how you do it? I don't know how I do it.
Your process.
I don't want
Tell us about your process.
I don't have a process. I don't like talking about it. It ruins it if he. But then if you keep at him, he'll kind of start talking about it. But
you can wear him down.
Yeah, you don't want to know. He doesn't want to tell you anything about his past. His life, where he grew. I just had a life. I just grew up and I was fine and nothing. He's just very. But he comes across, I think, as a really gentle and kind person.
Yeah,
and like Steve Brule.
Yeah,
who's also a drunk. But That's
all right.
That's where it goes.
There we go. Thank you.
That's good news.
I'm looking forward to that. Now I just hope that we get it here in Utah at the liquor stores.
Or you could just order it. Oh no, wait.
I'm betting that they won't carry it because you hear about the process of what it takes to be carried in the Utah liquor stores. The process you have to go through. I'll bet a small label like this
can't go through the
won't
hoops.
get through won't jump through the hoops. They won't make the effort.
I think if you're willing to order a case of it,
they'll
get it for you, but you have to buy the whole case.
Well, Carrie, I don't know.
That's hard to buy a case.
You say the small labels have a hard time. They carry Ernest and Julio Gallo. That's kind of
finest box wine.
That's not I guess that's not a small label.
No. All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll be back. Sweet berry wine. I want to tell you about New Dwello Homes right now. Lolly.
Oh, yeah, down payment money for a home.
It's down payment assistance, and if you find out you are wanting a home but can't afford the down payment, you need to text the word money to 62687, then you'll get back a questionnaire. It's just 7 questions. You can answer those 7 questions honestly and answer yes to them, then you could be qualified.
This is also good if you have a home to sell. If you text the word money to 62687, say, I want to sell a home, and how can this program help me? It makes your home more attractive to potential buyers if they know about it and if they can be, they can be put on the on the scent of the down payment money, as it were. So text the word money to 62687. Remember, there's no obligation, no income restriction in most counties. Limited funds are available. Just text the word money to 62687.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
I call this poem, I Hate X96. I can ride the wildest bronco in the wild and woolly west. I can take him, I can break him, let him do his level best. I can handle any cattle, ever wore a coat of hair. Hell, I've even had to tussle with a mean old grizzly bear. But there's one thing I can't handle, it nearly makes me sick. I gotta listen to that god-awful music just to hear my poems on X96. Oh, it's nice of Carrie and Bill to play my poems on the radio, but God, that music they put on about makes my lunch chunks blow. Who are these violent femmes? Their songs just make me sick. And then there's that Morrissey, a whining limey prick. When that 9-inch nails feller sings closer, it makes me feel mighty mean. And them two cute boys from Eraser are the biggest sissies I've ever seen. Give me country music from Bocephus, from Merle, and from Willie. I don't want no caterwauling from The Cure, or bands with names that are downright silly, like Hoodoo Gurus, Gene Loves Jezebel, Weezer, and Ween, and MC 900-foot Jesus. Jesus, what the hell does that mean? I wish I could do my cowboy poems on a station with good old boys what plays country tunes, instead of that X96 with its long-haired, earring-wearing, sissified, sushi-eating, devil-worshipping goons. There is one good thing about X96. Heed my words if you wanna. At least them immoral bastards don't play them skank hooer songs by Madonna. I'm Conway Skinner.
X96, radio from hell.
Well, here at the end of the show, I need to finish up my Mill Creek coffee.
Oh, good.
And because it's delicious and it helps me get through the morning. The Mill Creek. This is a really dark roast. I like the dark roast. I know, Carrie, the lighter roasts have more caffeine, right?
Yes, that's why I prefer the lighter roast.
You just prefer the taste
I
of
like
the
the
darker
roast. Mill Creek Coffee Roasters here in Salt Lake. So, and I'm looking at this article, and I think, Gina, you would probably really want to pay attention to this because it's the best strategies to avoid being buried alive.
This is one of my fears.
Yes, it is.
Now, do you really have that? You really do?
You bet.
Yeah. So in the 19th century, it was particularly prevalent for people to have that fear. Most of us modern people don't have it anymore, but
I'm not a modern
you're
gal.
not. No,
We've gotten better at declaring someone actually dead.
For centuries, there were stories of most
They
of them.
just give it a cursory one of these on the
dead.
neck, and
you hold a mirror up to their nostrils, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't fog it up,
dead.
Well, they must be dead.
What do we do before mirrors?
I don't know, but there
Poke and
are.
stick. Huh?
No, that doesn't work either. For centuries, there have been stories about people who met the fate of being buried alive. Most of the stories are myths. But people were really afraid of it in the 19th century, and so there are all of these devices that they invented to make sure that if they were buried alive...
I'm so worried about this. I know what these devices are. You can. There would be a string you could ring a bell.
That's one. Yeah. There's a coffin that it's a cat.
Ding, ding.
There's a bell up above your ground though, and there's this rope that goes all the way into it, and you
Into
can
the
ring a bell.
coffin. Yeah.
Do you know? And there are examples of this. The grave window. There's actually, and you can see them in some cemeteries around the country. There are some there's actually a window down into so you can look down there and see if the person's alive or dead.
That only works if someone's looking down in there, right?
Well, you want your family to check.
Come check.
Well, no, there was a guy. That's where the term graveyard shift came from. You died, or they thought you died, so they'd bury you, and then there'd be like a guy, probably like the village
Wander
idiot.
around.
Now listen, Fred, you sit here, and we tied a bell to their toe. If you hear the bell ring, come get me.
Yeah.
And you'd sit there all night waiting to see
Listen
if
for
you were
the
really
bell.
dead or not. And if you rang the bell and they decided and it wasn't particularly windy, they'd dig you back up and say, all right.
I guess.
If it was a windy night and you rang the bell, you might be in trouble.
So then there's the easy opener. It's just a coffin that those lids are heavy, but there's one that opens easily, so that would be before you get put in the ground. But you're in the coffin for a certain period of time. You can easily. Then the emergency airwave. There was a patent filed for a guy who there was a emergency air passage up to the ground, above ground, that he could do. And I like this is called the completist approach. William Tebb was a busy man in 1896. The businessman had devoted much of his life to his pet causes. But he also stepped into his role advocating for the prematurely dead.
They need an advocate.
They did. So he wrote a book called Premature Burial and How It May Be Prevented. And it contained all the various ways that you might be mistaken for dead, like if you were in a trance or a hypnotic state.
It happens.
Or the rare cases of human hibernation, which I know Gina has actually experienced.
Oh, yeah.
I try to get there every day.
Yeah. So it was all of the ways. So Gina, I'm going to find you a copy of this book.
Thank you.
All of the ways that you might avoid being buried alive.
It's clear you've given this a lot of thought, Gina.
I have.
So which instance, which method would you prefer that we implement, and we'll make sure that it gets done?
I like the window.
The window.
Yeah.
Let me see if that's if there's.
That one doesn't seem to me
no
like the best one. I think that the bell.
The bell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I just promise you'll come check, though.
All right.
The window, Timothy Clark Smith of Vermont. It's called, by the way, your condition is called taphophobia.
That's only one of my conditions.
He decided to rely on others to make sure that his death wasn't announced too early. He asked to have a window installed on his grave, 6 feet above him, centered squarely on his face. Now, the glass it's still there in the cemetery in Vermont. It has clouded with age, making it impossible to see if he's alive or dead. So,
see, and again, you're hoping that somebody is there to look down. But if it's a bell up on your headstone.
Yeah, you're right. I want to.
Then anybody, walking along,
Or the emergency airway. Of course, that just means you just breathe until you starve to death.
Exactly. I think the bell is the way to go.
Okay.
And maybe a combination of the emergency airway and the bell.
How about a cell phone?
I was going to say maybe we could go a little bit more high tech.
Yeah. There is a theory here, that, by the way, going back to the window, that it's not clouded over with age. It's a fog from his breath.
That's what it is.
He's still alive. Yeah, he's still in there.
He's drawing a smiley face.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
trying to write words backwards so people can read. I'm alive.
How do I do that backwards? I don't know.
There really was some credence for that phobia in the early 19th century, because we weren't as sophisticated in determining when a person had assumed room temperature. So now we're better at it, and we have more mirrors. Used to be that everybody carried a pocket mirror just in case somebody around them died.
Well, I think
that was why they carried them, not to actually look at themselves.
No, it was for death.
I think cemeteries should have a Wi-Fi router, and everyone should be sent with an iPad or a...
Well, it's just like, the pharaohs in days of yore. You're sent with your items you might need.
Yeah. And then that way you could alert people that you're still alive, and then, play Candy Crush.
You can tweet
while you wait.
You could tweet from the grave.
Yeah.
While you wait for people to come and dig you up.
# not dead yet.
Well,
he's only mostly dead.
I'm not dead yet. And if you like that story, tomorrow I'll try and remember to bring you the story of how Madame Tussauds, who started the wax museums, how she got her start. It's pretty gruesome.
All right. Okay. Should we do the promo?
I guess.
Are you ready?
You bet.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show.
At 7 a.m. is the meh question of the week. There is still time for you to email radiofromhell@x96.com. Put meh question in the subject line.
At 7:45, it's hello? Yeah? What? Get your calls ready. We want them.
At 8:45, Tom Hackett will be here to try to help us care about sports.
And then at 9, we'll give you our final keyword for the Chester Bennington Tribute Concert in Los Angeles.
That's all on Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Tell Gina she doesn't need to worry about being buried alive. If you're not really dead when you're declared dead, you will be by the time you're buried because of embalming.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That's part of the reason they do it.
Yeah.
Just so they don't bury
That's
people
why.
alive.
Let's make sure. Let's put chemicals in them.
I mean, why do they do it?
What, embalming?
Yeah. There is no good reason for it.
I can't think of any.
Don't know.
Tradition.
Can't say.
I don't know.
I think
your kid was thinking of studying being a mortician. Maybe he knows.
I think it's Big Mortuary.
Big Mortuary?
It's the lobby from Big Mortuary. That's what.
Big Death.
Yeah.
Big Death.
Big Death. All right. I think that's got us. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't overwhelm the hummus.
John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now.